Hey, I'm Mike,
And I'm Tim.
and this is the Board Game Rundown, and we're live from our basements as we cover games from the ground up. Phew!
That is correct, Mike. I don't know about you guys, but I am in need of a beverage tonight.
Ooh.
Mike got a little sneak peek of what my workday started off like. I'm gonna regale
Good.
with that tale really quick. What's up, Andrew? What's
Let's
up,
say
Crichton?
hi. Let's round up
Nix.
these comments here, Tim.
Or run down these comments. What's up, Jazz?
He went there.
Nix.
Man, I better
Yeah.
close out my board game arena. I got at least one move. Oh man, we got everybody in here. Welcome everybody. It is Wednesday somewhere, and that somewhere is here.
Yeah. Oh, we got Dave in here too. We got Giuliano. We got all the goodies.
Yes. Tim,
all of the goodies.
Drinking before you tell me about the story. You said you needed a drink.
All right.
I do as well. Let's pour that because mine.
Listen, a rough day and a rough rule book calls for a rough whiskey. And I'm getting into the Old Crow tonight. I am getting into the Old Crow tonight.
We had a guy in our chat the other night. His name is Jim Cole. He is a new friend of the show. He said something that I will not forget. I am too old to be drinking bad whiskey. That's why I'm drinking Blade and Bow. Let's pour this over a rock. And Tim, why don't you go ahead and tell us how shitty this workday was?
Oh my good Lord. Okay, so I work in a retail store that sells welding goods, welders, welding gas, stuff like that. Okay. I'm not a welder myself, but I am knowledgeable enough of the product I sell. Anyways, I work up in Benton Harbor, Michigan, which does have a little bit of a reputation if you are familiar
it's got a reputation. That's all you got to say.
With this region. So anyways, there's been over my 2 years at this store. Yeah. Listen, I got enough Irish in me. I can handle the Old Crow. We'll be okay. Over the 2.5 years I've worked at this store, there's been this couple and they walk down the street arguing and yelling and screaming at each other. And then they walk down, like they turn the corner and then they walk down the street and they yell and argue and holler at each other. So they're going at it this morning, just yelling. It's literally 8 in the morning. They're yelling, doing their thing. And then gets quiet, nothing new. Never call the cops on them or anything. It's just, it's almost a joke. But then today gets quiet for a little while. And then the female part of this couple, she comes in.
When it gets quiet.
She comes into the store all bloody, her shirt's all bloody, and she's like, call an ambulance. I need a medic. And I'm like, oh my God, Justin, call 911 right now. Justin is a friend of ours. He calls 911. I grab this woman a chair. She's like, I'm having seizures. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on with this lady, but she is a wreck. So she starts having a seizure in the chair. And so like I run over it because I see she's coming out of this chair. So I run over it. I kind of like catch her like a little bit, like I put my hand behind her head and kind of just ease her to the floor. And then she lays on the floor for the next 10 minutes while we wait for paramedics to come. And I can tell you, because my wife's stepbrother he's special needs, and I've seen him have like seizures, but his version of a seizure is kind of like his arm gets really rigid and his hands will contort and some things. But the way that this woman was having seizures, it's why I understand why people from like medieval times. If somebody was having a seizure, they thought they were possessed because this lady was like, her back is arched and stuff's blood and all kinds of stuff's coming out of her mouth. And, she's rolling. Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. The paramedics show up and they're like, oh yeah, we know her. And they just scoop her up, throw her on a stretcher and take her off. And then the cops come and I got to do like a whole police report. And that's all before like 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, Mike, you will not believe the day that I've had. And I'm not one to like top, right? If you got a bad day, you had a bad day. Your bad day is just as bad as my bad day. Just say it. It's not a competition.
It wasn't.
It's not a competition.
You win though. It was not a competition, but you win.
Yeah. So yeah, Dave, I assume she's okay. She went to the hospital. Again, the paramedics were very nonplussed by this. Apparently they have picked her up for this issue multiple times. She lives in a neighborhood that's just, a couple blocks away from the store. So, I mean, I really hope she is. That's really all I could think about all day is like, I just hope that poor woman's all right. Like, now I did have someone who knew her or knew who she was. It did tell me that the elevator doesn't go all the way up to the top with her. So, but somebody in need and somebody in distress, it was very stressful. It was nerve wracking and it's crazy. And I talked to my wife about it. She used to work in social services and she's seen that crap all the time. So she's just like, yeah, it's probably this. So I called her like, and yeah, David, you are correct. Her bad day was way worse than mine.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyways,
be a little bit of that. And yeah, that also is very true.
Yeah. So, but anyways, It was just a crazy day. I was like, I'm ready for a stiff beverage. I was really glad that I had all my bad rule books planned out ahead of time because I was having a hard time focusing on stuff today other than just like, I just got to get through this day. It was my kid's first day of school. So I'm all like, yay, I'm dropping off my son for his first day of first grade. My daughter's got her first day at sixth grade. So it's middle school. It's all new. Yeah. Andrew, unfortunately, we don't sell anti-seize at this shop. We do have anti-freeze for welders, but not anti-seize. Good one. And yeah, David, it was a total shock. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to tell this story, get out of the way, have a little beverage, and then let's get into some fun things. Somebody was talking about Cthulhu Wars.
Yeah, Critten Coro, welcome. I'm not sure if I've seen you in here before.
I think we know him.
This is one of Tim's favorites.
Yes. The omnibus is much better designed. But anyways, Peterson Games signed a deal with Catalyst Games. So Catalyst is helping now produce and Nix, welcome back to school, buddy. Catalyst Games is now going to be producing and helping publish Peterson games so that Peterson can go back to more of being like a design house. So this is all good news if you're fans of Peterson games, which I am. I just think that they're bad business people, not bad people. Yay, Luca. Let's all wave to Luca. He's the best. But yeah, so that's exciting news. And then they also filed like this huge like RICO lawsuit against this German warehouse company. And I don't know enough about that, but a lawyer that I've talked to thinks that case has some holes in it. So we'll see. We were going to try to do a new show on it, but the timing of it just didn't work out. And, and it's okay.
Yeah. Oh yes, that was my second favorite game. Second least favorite game, maybe. I'm very open about that. But hey, I still don't have my Castle of Burgundy. I'm apparently in the last wave, but at least I got an update today that they're like, there's multiple waves. It's still coming. Trust us. So I do. It's Awaken Realms. So.
David, just so you know, the dispatcher we were talking to just said give her a lot of space because I guess sometimes people can come out of these seizures, they're disoriented, they don't know where they are, and I went in with zero knowledge. But anyways, so yeah, we've got bad rule books tonight Peterson Games has is got distribution and people should be able to get their Cthulhu Wars stuff, which I like. I mean, I got my Cthulhu Wars stuff. I didn't back any of their other Kickstarters because I knew it'd be tough.
Yeah, and my container hopefully just landed, which means there's a chance it could be showing up when I'm not at the house. Because as some of you may know, I will not be on the next 2 Whiskey Wednesdays. There's a chance I may make an appearance for a few in both of them, but I don't expect it because I will be in Alaska, which is in the middle of nowhere, and I'll be in the mountains, and I don't know what to expect of my cell phone or Wi-Fi access. So there you go. We'll see. But my castles may show up during those 2 weeks. Figure, I've already got my neighbor who picked up my Lords of Ragnarok, which of course delivered during Origins. He grabbed that for me, and she said she'd keep an eye on the big white box that you can't miss sitting in front of my front door. And my parents said they'd stop by every couple days if I needed. So if mine is in there, I'm covered. But yes, that was just my segue to gonna be gone for a little bit, but I'm excited. I hope I can chime in from there and just get you like an amazing shot. That would be awesome. But yeah, my neighbor does deserve a raise. It's hilarious because after I moved in, I realized oh man, he wants me to stream it. That's great. Yeah, I got off to a nice little lead against Jason in Castles, and then I got caught like not able to buy anything at the end of the 4th round. So he probably just took the lead, rubbing it in live. That's what he's doing. It's terrible. All right, thanks.
I'm here for it.
There's my I'm leaving and love me some Castles rant. We're 10 minutes in, so let's just make sure everybody knows our topic.
Oh yeah. Bad rule books, but fear not. Fear not. Even though Mike is going to be gone the next 2 weeks, we have supplemented. Next week, we've got a different Mike, new and improved Mike from as close to the Great White North as you can get without actually having to buy a toque. Mike Giuliano is going to come on and co-host with me next week. Topic to be determined. And then the following week, not 100% sure. I got some people I'm going to ask. We will see what's up. But we are going to have a ton of guests coming on in the future. I'm very excited about it. We're gonna Mike and I are kind of messing around with some ideas for playing games with maybe top-down cameras and all kinds of fun stuff. Did you buy that swivel arm yet?
No, I'm not going to buy it till I get back.
Yeah, that makes sense. You don't want to add to the list.
Sitting on my doorstep.
Yeah. Stuff piled up on your porch.
On Friday night, so going to Chicago Friday night and flying out Saturday morning. Funny you mention it, David, because she took a picture of herself with the Lords of Ragnarok box, and she joked about how she thought it was going to be a small package. So she's lugging that, 15, 20 pound, what is this thing, back to her house, and she took a picture.
Yeah, Mike, me too. It's going to be a good time. It always is. And then, so finally Andrew will come on and do the show with me. Andrew, you would be more than welcome to come on and do it with me if you wanted.
You should that'd be a good time. On one of the next 2 weeks. A viewer guest.
Ooh.
One of you guys should be on the show over the next 2 weeks. Am I being too bold by saying that, Tim? You can say so.
You could go ahead and just read this out loud while I think about that.
It's funny. Mike didn't start taking digs at me in the chat until I started taking digs at him in their chat. So I had this coming. Well done, sir.
This is what happens. Yeah, we'll need to have Giuliano on for the recap of QSCon. We need to have him on after the week after QSCon and get that full rundown. Yeah. Nix knows what's up. Even though I think Luca's going to be AWOL next week, unfortunately. Hey, Andrew, that never stopped me. Andrew says he's got a face for radio. And
then, where was it?
I don't know, but Justin said he bought a game once that on Kickstarter that had no rules on purpose.
Wow. David was asking what I'm
Oh,
going to Alaska for. I'm doing a cruise first, then taking a bus into Denali, hiking up glaciers, hoping to catch some northern lights, that kind of fun stuff.
so
Um,
Justin, was this? I think I heard about this Kickstarter. I don't remember the game, but did they just tell you to just print your own? Did they just send everybody like a PDF and say just print your own instructions? Whoops, and that was it.
um, I feel like we could run with the chat like usual for
Oh my
forever,
God,
but
we
we need
could.
to save that for after the topic because you guys are all awesome. But we haven't done a top five in a minute, Tim. So I kind of want to jump into this list. So thoughts? You ready?
Yeah, so let's just real quick preemptive strike here. We were kind of thinking about doing either top 5 bad rules, which I think we will do in a future date.
Yes.
I just needed
Absolutely.
a little more time, and I'm really glad that we didn't pivot, Mike, because with today I
Yes.
would have had a hell of a time trying to figure it out.
Right. Me
Um,
too.
and I like the awesome thing about having Mike as a co-host on here is that he and I both tend to be pretty flexible and like really open to ideas for hosts and topics and things to do on the show. So like I really try to make a point to not like poo-poo ideas and suggestions because it's like no, let's go with it. Let's have some fun. Let's see what happens. But when we talked about it, I kind of I don't think I poo-pooed it, but I was like I can do it, but I prefer to like I'm ready for bad rule books. Um,
Yes, I was too. And bad rules is going to require a lot more specific detail that I definitely wouldn't have had time to make that adjustment today. So
yeah,
I'm glad we stuck because I had this list pretty much ready last night.
right on.
I added one thing today, and I got several honorable mentions we can talk about if you want. So
I'm sure there's going to be a bunch that I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. But
oh, so let's talk about your criteria, Tim. What were the factors that made you put these rule books in your list of worst rule books?
okay, so 4 out of the 5 games in my stack, I want to play, desire to play, but a very yes, but I'm
Yeah.
hesitant and maybe haven't even gotten it back to the table because the rule books are so either daunting or just really difficult to get through. And so one of the games I have played many times, and but I've got through the rules, and then we figured it out. And playing it actually helped me learn the rules a lot better. And now I
Okay.
teach the game without even looking at the rule book. That'll be the first one I'll talk about because that's the easiest one. And then after that, it all just gets worse and worse from there.
Okay.
There's a at least one top 100 game, BGG top 100 game on my in my stack over here.
Okay.
At least one.
Okay.
So here we go. Here we go. How about you,
I
Mike?
don't
What's your
have
criteria?
I don't have any in the top 100, so I'll start there. Um, Two of them I just thought one of them is the worst rule book of all time.
Okay.
It just
Challenge
does not completely explain how to play the game. And
challenge
the game is
accepted.
so simple that it shouldn't be that hard. So it's like they didn't play test it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Um, I have another one where one massive contradiction like completely breaks the game.
Okay.
I have I have two that one I didn't play because the rule book was that bad. And the
Hmm.
other one I just acquired and started reading the rules. I'm like, what is this? Then I have a game that I love that just has a very weird rule book. So,
Is it claw?
um,
Is it claw? It's claw, isn't it?
yeah, it's
Claw has the
Claw.
worst rule book.
It is. Yeah, it does. So while I'm
I got you.
checking on something,
Andrew, I
can
am
we get
definitely a visual learner as well. I do
yes.
play better trying to or learn the game better. Just kind of playing it. I'm fine with like an explanation over how it goes. But then it all like kind of like sticks to the surface and then it like sinks in as I start to play and go through the rules. And yeah, what's up, Jim? Good to see you, man.
So since Jim showed up, I want to mention to him that I'm definitely too old to drink bad whiskey. And this old crow next to me is just gonna have a
Listen,
hangover until the weekend. So
I'm too Irish not to drink whatever whiskey's closest at hand. I feel like a punishing day and a punishing topic deserves a punishing whiskey.
Yeah, I suppose. All right. I'm ready to get punished, Tim. Are you ready to tell everybody what we think the crappiest rule books are?
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
All righty. Let's do this. We start with number 5.
All right. You want me to go first, right, Mike? That's how you like this
You're
to go?
always first, for sure.
That's right. Sometimes not at all. Okay, so you might see Glow on the top of my stack. It is not Glow. I haven't played Glow yet. I picked this up and from a friend. I bought it off of him. I'm excited to play it. I love the art style of it. But a game that I genuinely enjoy but has a bad rule book is Tapestry.
Oh, wow.
Tapestry is a really excellent game. This MF and rule book, I had to, quote that. That's in stone now, forever. Tapestry's rule book is very small and it's only like, a couple pages, but it's not very coherent. And it isn't until we like sat down and really started playing the game. And then it's like, this game is so easy to play. Like it's very easy. Tapestry is very straightforward. I will never look at that rule book again, with the exception of maybe like a setup question, because beyond setup, it gets very confusing very quickly. Again, I love Tapestry. I think that it got undue hate when it first came out. And I think it's a really good game. I enjoy it quite a bit. And the rule book stinks. It's just a game that straightforward and easy shouldn't be that hard to explain how to play. That's it. Tapestry.
So I only played Tapestry once. And
Oh boy.
I actually played it at a Meeple meetup, like before. That was like the first time I actually met you. And
yeah,
we played it from the rule book.
And you didn't play it with me.
No, not us. But the group I played with, we played it from the rule book. We learned by playing it. Yeah, so I still thought it was pretty good. I need to play it again. I'm sure my expectations would change a lot.
There's so many loose threads in the Tapestry rulebook that it unravels very easily.
Well, the only time I'm okay with learning from the rule book is when it's like for review games and stuff. Otherwise, if it's at a meetup or unless your friends are cool with it, don't do that to your game group.
No. It's one thing if it's like, hey guys, come over, let's learn this game. We're gonna learn it out of the rule book.
Yes.
And there's other times where it's like, I taught myself this game. I need a little refresher. Like we're gonna kind of review some things, but for the most part, you can give like an overview and then clarify with the rule book. But to go in cold with strangers teaching a game out of the rule book is really tough.
Nah, man, not having it. Okay, that's a good one. Because that's I had to learn from someone else reading it. Okay, my number 5. I love this game. It is in my top 10 of all time. I think it is actually incredibly easy to learn. It is very easy to teach. It is super elegant. And actually, learning it from the rule book isn't bad at all. And that's Smartphone Inc. Love me some Smartphone Inc. But what's the problem with the rule book? You might be asking. What the hell is this? Really? You're going to cut it short, and then you got these super long pages that just flap This should not be a rule book shape. Then that is why. This should never, ever be a rule book shape. Why? either
Just rip.
make it
I'm
fold
waiting for you to
this
rip it in
way
half.
and it folds that way as I rip it in half, or you just go the whole way. You make it a square. This is the dumbest shape for a rule book. Don't ever do this.
Hey,
Ever.
you know what? You just reminded me. You just reminded me, Mike. You just something that proved me right. There was a game that came out last year in the same universe as smartphone. You know how many times I've heard about that game
Oh,
since last year?
mobile
Mobile
markets.
markets. Yeah, you know how many
It
times I've
wasn't
heard
that
about that
good.
game? Boop,
It
boop,
wasn't that
boop,
good.
boop, boop.
Yeah,
Zero. Because that game
not that good.
sucks. And smartphone is a great game. And what's funny is I've
It's
never opened the
incredible.
rulebook to that game because I've had it taught to me and then I just now know how to play it. So
Oh, well done. That's whoops. That
dimensions
one
matter.
too. We got a bunch of good ones in here. Look at these guys firing off. But yes,
Oh
it
yeah.
just I just wanted to pick a one of these just for fun. Anytime we've got, a fun topic like this, I'm just gonna throw something in as a curveball. And the curveball was don't make your rule books that shape. But Smartphone Inc. is an incredible game. It was an excuse to also talk about it. I haven't played it in a while. I need to use modules. I've still just played base game like six
Me too.
times, and I
Me too.
still give that game a 9.5. I think it's amazing. It should honestly be a 10. It's a perfect game.
That
But
game is great.
anywho,
That game is
yeah,
great.
I love it. It's funny, all the same reasons I like Concordia. It's not really that much rules. It's very easy to teach and learn, and yeah, it doesn't play that long. Great game, great game.
Back to David real quick. Mice and Mystics, not super bad rule books, but can be annoying to look in three places for one topic. I hate it when that happens. I do have Mice and Mystics. I've been waiting to play it with my kids. I think my daughter is finally like old enough to want to stick around for the story and stuff. We tried to play it like 2 years ago and she got a little bored in between doing stuff, but I think now she might be a little closer. If I wrangle in one of her buddies, she probably would definitely be in it. But yeah, I've got games like that and Stuffed Fables to play with my kids. Oh yeah, Jason, that's a really good point. Like I need a list of components
Yes.
in my rule book because I trade for a lot of games, or sometimes get games on the secondary market. And the first thing I do when I get that game is I go
Yeah.
through every single component and count everything and organize it. And then yeah, the iconography legend is 1,000,000% a must. Oh boy, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Diana, I saw a thing that has been being done in rulebooks now where they will have like highlighted maybe like in a blue in a blue box. It'll have the rules and then it'll be like 2-player rules are in blue. And then it'll give you like the 2-player rules or whatever. So then you kind of can just go through and read and find it all very easily. And it's all still laid out in the same format. But yeah. Too baggy or not too baggy. That's a whole different topic, right, Mike?
It is. It's a very different topic. I always baggy.
Me too.
Yeah. All right. I guess Tim, let's hear your number 4.
Number 4.
Uh-oh, he took off. We don't know what he's doing. Is he calling is this an audible? Oh, what? What?
No, this just wouldn't fit on the chair because everything else would stand up really high. Gloomhaven. This game is in the top 100, I believe. This rulebook sucks. I hate this rulebook. This rulebook is I've tried to play this game like 3 times, got really nervous. Like I'm playing it wrong. I don't want to play a legacy game wrong in the first 3-4 adventures and then like have everything skewed and be screwed up for the next 100 hours that I'm going to put into this game. So I got Jaws of the Lion. I haven't played it yet, but I've heard that teaches you how to play Gloomhaven a lot better than Gloomhaven teaches you to play Gloomhaven. So that's it. That Gloomhaven, the rule book is no, it's not Still and Shrink. I actually even hold on a second. Let me see if I can dig some of this stuff out.
It's almost like they made Jaws of the Lion to make up for that rule book.
Yeah, they're like, we're sorry.
Here's the rule book. It's in this other box.
I have a Daedalus wooden insert for my
Nice.
Gloomhaven. So
Yeah, Jaws of the
I'm ready
Lion
to
is solid.
rock and roll with this damn game. I just need to understand how to play it before I get into a freaking legacy game and play it wrong and then jack up all my characters and my rules for the next 6 months.
Well, I'll
Sorry.
start playing it on Steam.
Shut up. Oh, my Steam isn't any good on my computer. And I meant that with love, Mike.
You're running out of steam with your Gloomhaven pick here.
Oh,
'Cause
oh boy. Oh boy.
I just poured
All right.
another one. All right.
You go while I reassemble this mess.
All right. I know you got some work ahead of you there. He's got to get back up. He's got to get
Oh,
his whole card out, and he's got to strap it down.
look at this. Look how nice this insert is, though. It's so good.
David, I would like to actually ask, has anybody noticed a buffer in the last 2 or 3 weeks on Tim? Because as far as I can tell, we have essentially we've fixed the glitch. So to speak.
We're avoiding the Noid, so to speak. Yeah, we're doing all right.
Okay, so my number 4, wait a second. What the heck happened? Did I never even change it? No, I didn't. I'm slacking. All right.
You got
my
one job,
number
Mike.
4. I know. Yeah, I'm slacking. All right, I just bought this game. I almost bought it at Gen Con last year, and then I saw it at a Red Dot sale at Barnes & Noble. I'm like, all right, guess it's time to finally check out Transformers, the deck building game.
Oh, Renegade Games.
Yeah, I grew up in the 80s. I love this IP. And, it's got pretty cool art, I mean, all Transformers always did. So, like the rule book cover is pretty cool. And, the box cover is pretty cool. And so you're like, yeah, awesome. The Transformers deck building game. So, first of all, I haven't played it yet. I've just been reading the rule book, and the rule book's really not that good. It goes into like the detail, like it's way too long of a setup, and then it goes into like the details of what these different effects are, and then they're like, oh, and here's the turn. It's got a really strange order in it, but here's my biggest beef. This is the Transformers deck building game, which has gorgeous Transformer art on the box and the rule book. You will not see it anywhere in this rule book. This 19-page rule book does not have a single piece of Transformer art anywhere in it other than the absolute basic art that is on the cards that you can look at the cards for. Every single page just has white paper and text on it. Every single page. This is Renegade. This is a Transformers game. And there is a rule book with 19 pages, even the back of plain white paper with black text through the entire book. Really? Really? I mean, I'm not saying every rule book has to be like The Godfather, where it's 35 pages and more than half of that is just Godfather art. And I'm not mad because the Godfather art, on the other hand, all the art in that Godfather game is gorgeous. You know the Eric Lane game I'm talking about, Tim? Gorgeous art. And it's
right over
like,
there.
well, if you're a Transformer fan, like I want to really that is the rule book. Every page looks exactly like that. I was just stunned. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This is Renegade, and nothing in this rulebook resembles a Transformer.
So
Wow.
here's my question: Is that game should not be that complex to require? I mean, is it all just card explanation?
There's a lot of card explanation, and there's like
Okay,
sort of situational effects and that kind of stuff.
because let me
And it's
just
laid
say
out
this.
weird because it goes into situational effects before it even goes into like the turn sequence, which always screws me up. Get me into what I can do on my turn pretty quick. All right. Like I get
So
confused.
because here's my thing, and maybe I'm wrong with this, but it's sort of my opinion that an IP like the Transformers, okay, right, very popular, is a great way to bring in new people into the hobby, right? Like Transformers deck building game should be a gateway game into deck building games. There's no way in hell that a gateway game should have a rule book that looks like that. I'm just saying, in my opinion, a rule book for a game that should be, maybe it's not, maybe Transformers is like a 3.5 on the complexity rating on BGG. But I mean, if you're going to do a Transformers game that's a deck building game, you probably want to have it to like a 2 because you want people to be able to get in there and play it and like digest it easily because there are going to be people that are just comic book fans or cartoon fans or, nostalgic people like you and I that grew up, through the 80s, and it's like, oh, I've never played like a hobby board game, but I'm going to buy this Transformers one because it looks rad and I like the art. You need to have that rule book be a freaking knockout because I have friends that are not gamers. They're actually, their son is getting into games and they buy games at like Target, like Prospero Hall, games, and they open those rule books and it's like Latin to them, and they're like, what? And they're not dumb people. It's just that it's so intimidating right off the bat, and it's a lot more rules than what they're used to. So I just feel like you should make a game. If you're going to make a game like that, you need to make it as accessible as possible because that way you're going to bring more people into the hobby because those people that came for Transformers are going to stay for the G.I. Joe deck builder. They're going to come in and they're going to play other Renegade games like Clank and other awesome games. Well, I guess Direwolf has Clank now, but still, you get my point. They're going to be playing all these different games. I'm not saying like Renegade, crap the bed or anything, but I'm just saying it's a missed opportunity because I really feel like
Um,
you could bring people in with stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree, and I've watched videos since then. Most of the time, I'll look at stuff before I buy a game, but sometimes a good price or an IP, or just theme or mechanics, I'll just blind buy a game. And this was definitely price and IP. Um, and yeah, because it was on Red Dot, I got it for like $20. So I'm like, yeah, why not? Um, Thanks, Mike. Nice. All right, we'll see, man. Maybe next week. We'll see. I'll get back to you on that. Um, but here's the thing. So, like, yeah, it's like, the box looks pretty great. And then back here, the components are just like you look at the game and you're like, whoa, that looks super basic and plain. Like nothing about this really looks that interesting at all. And Tim agrees with me because he's not even looking at it. But like nothing
It's
about this game really looks that appealing, and that's why I didn't buy it at Gen Con. They had it setting out, and I'm like, whoa, that just doesn't even look that good. I've heard the GI Joe game is definitely better. I've heard this game isn't that good, and yeah, I looked it up. It's a 2.69. The rulebook does not do this game any favors to getting people that would buy the game for the IP into the hobby because it's a pretty rough read already. So yeah, it's inside of the rule book, Andrew. It's in here. It's this. That's where it hurt me. That really. This is a Transformers game, and I know that Dennis said that there's like no art, but
well,
like they could do
he's
like other
being
games do. Take
he's
this
being
car and
facetious.
take the I know, right? Like just take even if that's all they had, take the car and blow that up on one page. I really like take Optimus Prime and put him on a page. Are you kidding me? Where's
There's
Bumblebee? Like
there's 30 years of comics and cartoons and movies to pull from. I don't know
yeah,
why
I
they
guess
didn't utilize it. I mean,
yeah,
whatever.
why? Why would I want to see Transformer art in a Renegade Transformers game?
Almost 40 years, honestly, of
Yeah.
comic book and
Why
cartoon art.
yeah, I know. There's nothing. Why would I yeah. Really? Plain white. Does that surprise the hell out of you? Like,
It
doesn't
did.
it?
It shocked me. It shocked me.
Right?
I thought it was just going to be laid out poorly, but because that happens. But like the blandness of that rule book, it's like, wow, who
And
knew that Vital Lacerda designed that rule, that
and
Transformers game?
this is Renegade. Like, anyway, yeah, it's bad, guys. That's a
I
really bad
mean,
rule book.
maybe David, but again, I guess if I was like, oh, I've designed this Marvel game, but I can only get the stills from the Morbius movie to use, and Morbius is just like one small part of my game, I would be like, I think I need to retheme this or make a different game for now, and then we can talk when you have IP for the other characters that I can use.
Yes, Nick,
Yeah,
that's
there's
exactly what I was going for. Even if, yeah, just take any of those images and just, yeah, fade them into the background of one, a couple of those pages. That's basic stuff there. Come on, Renegade. You got the Transformers IP. Use it. It's terrible.
I
All
want to
right,
know now
Tim.
about that
I'm
GI
done
Joe
with.
rulebook.
No, no, I heard the game's good.
Yeah, but I
Game's
want to know if
better.
the rulebook sucks.
Oh, that's a good call. Yeah, maybe when that one goes on sale, I'll pick that one up.
Right?
Yeah, because sometimes that's all it takes. I didn't look into it. I'm like, oh, $20. All right, time to check it out. So this one may be a failure, but we'll see in time. All right, Tim, let's get to 3. I'm done with this rant.
I had to
Oh,
run again and grab this one. It's
yes,
a big
I've
one.
heard. Yes, I've heard terrible things about this one.
Oh my god. So this
Tim
game I
already
backed.
spoiled it.
I think this game is beautiful. I've talked to the
It
designer.
is.
He has signed my game for me. He's a very nice man. He explained his game to me, and then I literally went and tried to play it with Bob, and my brains oozed out of my ears and turned to mush, and we could not really figure out how to play this game from the rule book. So when I do decide to try to play it again, I will probably just watch a video and make everybody else that's playing this game with me watch a video first, because this is not a game that you spring on people at game night. You know, this is a game that you come in emotionally and mentally prepared for the mental jujitsu that is required to play Feudum. Um, this game is super complex. I love the art style. I love the snarky humor that is in it.
Wonderful.
You know, there's sort of like this weird like engine building chain reaction aspect to it. But I can't figure out how the hell to play this game. Bob and I tried once at a Geekway, and it was like an hour and a half, and we were like still trying to figure out how to do the first turn properly. And Bob's not a dumb dude. Bob has played a lot of heavy games. Between the two of us, we've played a lot of heavy games, and we were really struggling trying to do this. Yeah, I know
David, I
everybody
watch
should.
a lot of Rodney and John Gitz games, and Paul Grogan.
Rado, yeah, Rado
And
and Grogan, and yeah, all those guys. Those are
I watch them a
actually
lot.
those are the
They're
shows I watch more than anybody else as far as like other YouTube content creators. And it's not because I'm like a turd about it. It's just that like I don't watch a lot of YouTube. And so when I go to YouTube, I'm usually trying to learn something. And
help me figure out this rule book, please.
yeah.
Rodney,
Yeah.
help. Yes.
How do I change my lawnmower blade? You know, how do I learn how to play Feudum? Somebody please bail me out of this mess.
Yes, I'm totally okay with that. Just yeah, I guess we all got to be Patreons. It's what it is.
But here's the thing: here's the problem with Andrew's thing, is I had a severe problem with video games. Video games used to have rule books in there. I'm so old. The video games. I used to go to a store and buy a video game, get a physical copy. Yeah, Dennis, I love you so much. That's what we do. Used to go and buy video games and read the rule books in the video games to understand how to play. And now video games don't come with rule books anymore. They come with a disc, and then you still have to download 80% of the game off the internet. So you might as well
Right.
just download the digital copy anyways.
Yeah. It's a code now.
Yeah. Rado, Chihuahua,
It
and
might
caffeine.
have info.
Man, Nix, that makes me nervous. What do you think what do I remind you of? Oh, I don't know if I want to know the answer.
Tim Feudum is a 4.59 on heaviness
I feel a little
on
better.
BGG. Overall 690. It's a 7.6 is its geek rating.
It's beautiful. I really want to play
I
this game,
love the
but
look of
it's so complex.
I've
And the rules
I've
do
heard
not do you any
it's
favors.
yeah, I've heard it's worth the payoff is worth it if you can get through it. But yeah, I've heard just terrible things. Oh, yeah. Let me make it a little longer and make that castles move real quick.
Yeah, no doubt.
Wow.
No
Okay,
doubt.
my number 3. I do not have this rule book, and that is because I borrowed this game from Uncle Mo, the guy that got me into games in the first place.
Hey.
And I borrowed this little small fantasy flight box game from him, thinking, all right, I'll be able to dig right into this. No, no, no. Not if you're reading from the rules. Space Hulk Death Angel has a terrible rule
It
book.
does. It
It has
does.
a
I have it over here.
terrible rule book.
Oh, it's
One of the
terrible.
all-time worst rule books. It is so overly wordy and
Where is it?
complex. And
Where
it
is
just
it?
right out of the gate, it's like it assumes you've played the game 10 times. That's how that rule book starts out.
What
I
a great
could
way to
not
start a rule book.
I could not not include this game. I know it's an old one and I know I never got to play it, but that's because the rule book was that bad. And the game box it's a small box game. And I could not figure it out from the rule book. That's terrible. It deserved to be on this list. I don't care how old it is. Don't care. It's bad.
No, you are 100% correct. I don't know who Facebook user is, but hello, and I'm
Sorry,
good.
you
Everybody,
gotta click that StreamYard link for us to see who you are.
everybody good? Are you good? I'm good. You good, Mike?
I'm good. My ice is melting though, so I better pour more in here.
Hey, there you go.
All right, so
Yeah,
yeah, that's
good pick, Mike. That rule book sucks because I have my buddy Pete's copy of that game, and we played it before and really liked it. And then I tried to bust it out. I don't know, like 2 years ago. I'm like, I'm just gonna play this game. I remembered really liking it, and I was trying to play it out of the dang rule book, and I was like, son of a bitch, this sucks.
it is bad.
Good to hear everybody's good. I need to know. There we go. We got Brian. Brian's good. Is Dennis good? I hope Dennis is good. Dennis is a good dude. I love the
And welcome,
OG
Joel.
Space Hulk. The one with the minis. That is a great game. I don't find that rule book too tough. That is a fantastic game though. I really like it.
I've heard that's the one I should have tried to play, but I borrowed that game from Mo for months, and I never played it, and I gave it back to him. I forget about this. I'm done with this. You can have this mess back. But hey, somebody wants to teach me, I'll gladly play it. But there's videos, and I gave up before I got there. All right, I guess that gets us to number 2.
Oh no, Nix. No.
Hey, before we get to our number 2, everybody smash those thumbs. We always forget to ask. Thank you. We love you all. Let's go to our second worst rule books. That's the wrong one. It's this one.
Yeah. Okay, so I didn't have to get up and run away for this one. This is a game that I want to love so badly, and the rule book is so brutal that it just makes me not want to get this game out and bring it to the table, because this game has asymmetric player powers. It's got a ton of different factions or gods to choose from. I love the style of it. It's unique. The artwork is amazing. The miniatures are fantastic. And this company has, with me, unfortunately, a track record of subpar rule books, but great games. And I'm talking about Mezzo from Colossal Games.
I know.
This game is so freaking cool. It's got great miniatures and components, and it does a lot of very cool things. It's sort of like Mike. You played AHOW with us, right? So you know how in AHOW where you are when you place your leader and you can kind of affect different areas potentially.
Yep.
Mezzo sort of has like a similar mechanic, but did it first, and just has these really neat things that it can do, really great combos and every, again, asymmetrical and just I had the game taught to me by one of the developers and I'm like, this game's great. And I was so glad I got it. And then I tried to play it later without the designer and I'm like, okay, so I remember that this is supposed to do this, but I can't really remember how to tell you how that works, and why it's supposed to work. And then you're trying to look in the rule book and it's just terrible. It is just terrible. I need to find like a better I might have even printed off like a different consolidated set of rules. Oh, I did. Um, like some general strategy and stuff. And then like some other things that like tell you like how the rounds break down and everything. But it was so tough. And I just like before I bring this back out to the table, like I just really want to be well versed in it because Mike, I think you would really enjoy this game. It's got some absolutely fantastic
Oh wow.
miniatures in there.
That reminds me of one of the dragons from Rising Sun, actually. I
There's just
I've heard great things about this game. I've never played it, and actually, I stopped by one of the game stores here in Elkhart before I came home today, and they actually had it on the shelf. I noticed, but
which one did you go to? Secret Door or Ruples?
Ruples, yeah.
Okay. I've never been to either, but I know
He
of
keeps
both.
he keeps weird hours, so and I was driving down that road anyway. I'm like, yeah, let me see if he's open.
That's way over on the south side. What were you doing down there?
Picking up prescriptions before I go on a vacation.
Okay, fair, fair. Didn't mean to get too personal. I apologize.
Gotta get the mandatory stuff out of the way.
Yeah, your blue pills.
Yes, those the purple ones. So are you still digging into Mezzo here?
Mezzo, I'm just putting it away. I'm just trying to get it to lay
Okay.
back in there nicely.
All right. My number two, I think, is a fantastic dice placement Euro game. I really enjoy this game. It is really long with a teach and 4 players. That one's awesome. I really like the look of that one.
They're all so good, dude. They're all so good.
I went and just got the deluxe of this game, and I do thoroughly enjoy it. And that is Encyclopedia. Encyclopedia is a game where from Holy Grail Games, who unfortunately is no longer, where you're doing research and you're trying to get your research published into the encyclopedia. So you're going to different continents and you're grabbing these cards of different animals to do research on these animals. You're researching their habitats, what kind of food they eat, what kind of temperature they like, and then you have to go publish your research to get it in the encyclopedia. And so when you go to publish your research, it's the most important part of the game. This is where like 90% of your points come from is is publishing your research because as you're researching these animals, you're putting cubes on them. Like, oh, I've learned about their habitat and I learned what kind of food they eat, as I mentioned. Well, as you take those cubes off, you put them onto the board, you're going to get points for taking the cubes off, and you get more points for grouping them into like this area majority game you're playing on the board. So it's a huge part of the game, which is why it's egregious that when they explain the publication rules, they have a specific contradiction of how it works. There is a massive forum in BGG just about the publishing rules on this rule book because it says that if you don't publish any research from an animal, you lose that card. So you wasted an action from previously where you drafted that card. You might lose it, but actually, you get to keep the card and you can still publish your research later. It is a huge, terrible contradiction in this rule book. A lot of it has, some of it has to do with the fact that it is translated from French, um, but they contradict themselves on the same page about how the publishing rules work. And when that is such a massive part of the game, I played this with 4 players. We had to stop the game, and there was like a discussion of, well, I played it like this last week, and I don't think this is right. We had to stop this game for a half hour to hash this out and go to forums. When you
It's
have to
terrible.
do that, that's a terrible rule book. So
That's terrible.
unfortunately, I love Encyclopedia. I think it's really good. If you want to know how publication works, just you better ask somebody, because the rule book isn't going to tell you exactly how it works, and that ruins the game, unfortunately. So I had to put this one pretty high. It's only one spot of the rule book. The translation's a little rough in other spots, but this one page, this one section of the rule book can make or break the whole game. That's bad. That's really bad. That's my tangent. I'm going on rants here tonight, Tim, because these rule books have egregious errors.
Ooh. Well, Mike, we never go on rants here on our show.
No, you're right. That's true.
Two old dudes, boomers, just standing on our lawn yelling at rule books.
Yeah. Does my lord have a name? Oh boy, top 5 house rules. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about some of those with my number 1, because the rule book is so terrible, you got to make them to play. You really do. All right. I guess that means, Tim, are we going to rant about the worst rule books ever?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so like a lot of people early on in the hobby, sometimes you just blind buy games because you want to have games and an IP excites you and you're like, yes, I'm here for it. And that game's cheap. I want it. I want to have it. I have a game that I have never, ever been able to successfully play because of the rule book. I bought this game probably in 2013. I need to like go and like try to research how to play this. I've given up over like the last 6 years. I mean, some of it is just like I've just had other games to play that I don't. Oh, that way I don't. So I haven't gotten back to it, right? I've just been sidetracked. But this is still like I won't get rid of this game because it's an IP that I love. I'm a Star Wars nerd. I'm a comic book nerd. I'm a Star Trek nerd. I've talked about this game on the show before, and maybe there's a video on how to play this game correctly. But here's the thing: is like, as a child born in the late '70s and growing up during the '80s, I used to watch reruns of Star Trek, the original series. I used to go and see the Star Trek movies in the theater, right? I mean, Wrath of Khan is an all-time favorite of mine. I mean, the end of that movie still brings me to tears, even though I know what's happening and I've seen that movie 40 times. Doesn't matter. I still love that damn movie. I bought this game for my love of Star Trek, the original series, and that is Star Trek, the deck building game by Bandai Games. This rule book does not tell you how to play the game. It lays out a bunch of things, but it does not explain how things work. It does not explain how like ship combat works. It doesn't explain any freaking thing. This rule book is so terrible. I sat down with my brother-in-law at least 3 different times because he's also a Star Trek nerd, but he was more like a Next Generation guy. But hey, it's Star Trek. Let's play. And we just could not get through this GD game. Could not get through it. I refuse to get rid of this game because this is a battle I will not lose. I will learn how to play this game and I will play it. It's gonna happen. I got a Captain Kirk damn promo card that was taped to the front of it when I bought the damn thing. I will play this game. I vow before I die that I will play this game. Probably
This
not
game is
tomorrow.
so bad. You've had it on like lists.
I mean,
I've had
look,
Encyclopedia on like 3 lists. One of it being like one of my favorite dice games, and also one of my favorite nature games. But yeah,
it came out in 2012, and I've at least had it since 2013. I've at least had it since 2013. I really have. I bought it. It was
wow.
dirt cheap on like Amazon. I'm like, a Star Trek deck building game. I mean, listen, I was neck deep in DC Deck Builder, and you're gonna tell me there's a Star Trek version? Like, bring it on! I was playing Star Trek Catan. I was all excited. Then I get this freaking game, and I'm like, what? I mean, the game's got freaking tribbles in it. I want to play this damn game. It kills me. It hurts my heart. It hurts my soul. Con! Yeah, I just from hell's heart,
Yeah,
I stab at thee. Yeah, dirt cheap should
David,
have been a clue.
are you
Listen, David,
grabbing onto a theme here? Because that's why I
I
bought that Transformers deck building game a year after it came out. I found it
I
half off.
was I was naive and early into my hobby, and I just wanted to scoop up games and bring them into my collection.
I remember those
Uh,
days.
yeah. Now I'm not like, and now like I used to go to Gen Con and like try to buy like 40 games, and now I'm like, oh, I got like 5 games. Cool.
I bought 3. I've
I
gotten very selective.
I think I bought 4 games, and 3 of them were at one booth. You know what I mean? Like,
2 of mine were at the same booth.
yeah, like 25th Century Games. I bought Mutton Bustin', Splitto, and Resurgence because I knew Senior Kordonsky was going to be swinging by. And
Yes, he
yeah,
was.
so Nix, for it to be my Kobayashi Maru, I just have to make up the rules and play it my own way, which I guess I could do. But again, that would require so much effort, and I have so many other things that require my attention, and I'm lazy.
All right, Tim. Are you ready for this? Is everybody ready for this? I've
Look,
we've been
look at
down.
the insert to this game, Mike. Look,
Wow.
there's
It's just
nothing.
like the rule books. It gives you a perfect clue as to what's inside of it,
This game could have been in
which
like
is
a.
not at all.
This game could have been in a box this size, but is instead in a box this size. How does that make any mother flipping sense?
You know what's funny is in my quest to save space for my checked luggage on the flight to Vancouver is I have found a bunch of games that have huge boxes that take up very little space, and I took them out of those boxes and crammed them all into one box. I've been doing that since like Monday. I lied, Friday. So yeah, shelf presence. No, you're right. You're right, Nix. That's exactly what it does. What it is. Splinter was the first original
Like,
offender of that I can
look at
recall.
this. I mean, it's got like
Ooh.
stuff from the show. Like, I'm here for it, man. And then it just sucks. That's not cool to say, but it does.
All right. No. I'm totally good with smaller box space. I really am. I really am. Space for art. No, at least put something in the rule book for the love of God. Something. Just one something. All right. We've been down this trail before. I've talked about how this is the worst game that I own. It's the worst game I've ever played. Those are on separate lists. It looks great. Yeah.
I'm here for it, dude.
I'm here to talk about the worst game in existence.
Oh, so it's not just the worst rule book?
It's also that. It's both,
Okay.
Tim. It's the worst game that has the worst rule book. And once again, this was a big company that just capitalized on an IP. We're gonna go on a little adventure, Tim. It starts in Independence, Maryland. Independence, Missouri,
I
and
was
it's
like,
supposed to end in Oregon, but you're never going to get there because the rules and the gameplay of Oregon Trail's
oh
card
God,
game are absolutely terrible.
trash
This
game,
is the worst game and the
trash.
worst rule book that has ever existed. It's one of the 2 games on BGG that I rated a 1. Okay, you can ask what the
What?
other one is later. I'll answer later. Not right now.
Okay.
Hold on. That's not the point. Yes, more yelling. More yelling. So, why is this game terrible and why is the rulebook terrible? It's such a simple game. All you have to do is start in Independence, Missouri, and you just got to build trails and survive to get to Willamette Valley, Oregon. So on your everybody's going to get some supply cards,
Oh,
things that can help you out along the way. Oh no, Christina, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am a Christina from Parakeet, right? I'm
yeah.
sorry in advance. I'm about to defecate on this game. I'm sorry. So here's the thing. Everybody starts with, some supply cards and there's spare parts to fix your wheel and some medicine which you'll need because like a snake might bite you, some clothes to help you got oxen and clean water, you got food. So all you got to do is just draw a card and try to build the path on the way to the Oregon Trail. It's really, really simple. You just draw a trail card and then you try to connect the lines, but you can't put them crooked. The card has to match up, so that one doesn't work. And then, okay, well, let's see. Oh nope, that one doesn't work. Oh, there, finally. Okay, there's one that matches up. What's it say? Oh, spacebar, draw a calamity. What's a calamity? About a 40% chance of losing the game. You die instantly with like about 20% of the cards in here, and then the other 20 will kill you in a round or two. So there's the trail cards. You start with 5 of them, you're supposed to play them, but what happens if you run out of trail cards? The rulebook doesn't even tell you. It does not tell you what to do if you run out of trail cards. That's problem number 1. Super simple game. Okay. Now, as you're working your way down the trail, you're gonna have to ford rivers. Remember fording the rivers in original Oregon Trail on the Apple IIe when you were in middle school, or for Tim, probably college?
Oh boy. I'm not that much older than you bastard. And
I
I
know,
didn't go to college.
I know.
I was a high
But
school
I'm sorry.
dropout.
The joke was more
It was
about
good. It
you
was
being
good.
old.
It was
I'm
good. It
sorry.
was good. It was good.
So
I appreciate it.
to ford a river, you just roll the d6, which by the way is the best thing in this game because it's 8-bit, which is actually like 2-bit more than it was in Apple IIe.
Lord have
Roll
mercy.
an even number to ford the river. Roll an odd number and lose 1 supply card. All right, pretty straightforward. So roll an even number. I don't ford the river. I lose a supply card, or do I? Or wait, does someone else have to still roll to ford the river? Well, let's hold on. Let's check the rule book. Wait, the rule book says, what's the rule book say about that? Hold on a second. Let me find it. It's a pretty small rule book. What's right here? Oh, yeah. The golden rule. When in doubt, follow the instructions printed on the cards. No, wait. What if the card doesn't explain it? Refer to the golden rule, which is refer to the instructions printed on the cards. Okay, so that's just one type of ford. There's a few others. So usually if you roll an even number, you're going to ford. If you roll an odd number, you're going to lose the supply cards. That's usually what happens. Except where are they? Where is it? I had them set out. What
Oh
happened to
Lord.
them?
Oh Lord.
This is how terrible this game is. I gotta
Let me
find it.
just say that somebody got me this game um, because it's like, oh, Tim likes board games. That would be a great gift to get him. And I
Oh,
think I
man.
gave it away as a gag gift to somebody. Like,
Good.
oh,
You were
um,
smart. What I ended up doing was house ruling the hell out of this game just to get through it. Because most people die before you even get through it. In fact, everybody's dead 90% of the time. I had to house rule it to win. Playing by the rules in the game, I never beat it. And it plays so fast, and I was playing with people that don't game a whole lot, and it's light. So I'm like, let's just figure out how to actually make this playable. But as Christina said, this is the one that is the problem. Sometimes rivers also kill you. So most of the Fords just say roll an even number and you get through, or roll an odd number and lose a supply card. Except there's two of these. Roll an even number to ford the river, but if you roll a one and you die by drowning, okay, you got a 15% chance of just being out of the game, which is bad enough, right? But what happens if you roll a 3 or 5? It doesn't say. You could refer to the rule book, though, the golden rule. When in doubt, follow the instructions printed on the card. But wait, what's the card say? Nothing. So if you roll a 3 or a 5, this is Pressman Gainey, the company that I think originally published that game on floppy disk because of how old we are. And they obviously did not think out or play test this game. The rulebook is awful. They ended up having to make adjustments to the rulebook on their website within a few months of the game even coming out because they realized how broken the rules are. And yeah, the game just completely destroys new gamers. Yeah. So apparently Dennis is enjoying me getting riled up. Well, I had this semi planned out. So let me go ahead and just bury this game in the grave that it deserves
oh,
by I'm done, Tim. But first,
no, you're good.
let me write an epitaph because that is the most enjoyable part of this game, actually. Okay, you could continue to go down the Oregon Trail and die instantly because of dysentery, or die within 2 rounds because of a snake bite, or die within 2 rounds because of cholera, or die within a round because you didn't have supplies to fix the cart. But no, you're not going to make it through it based on the way this game is played. So this game just needs to die, and just like the game suggests that you do, because it provides an epitaph where you can give your character a name, and when it dies, you can write a eulogy for it. Well, this game, Oregon Trail, has died. Death by being a shitty ass game with an even worse rule book.
Okay. So I was originally, I was originally going to tell Mike to take his copy and just leave it in Alaska. But really, what I think we need to do is we need to send it to Christina so that she can have it. It can go to a home where somebody will enjoy it. Mike, I don't know if you could hear any of this.
No, I'm
Mike,
making sure I didn't break my headphones. I dropped them on the
okay.
ground, actually.
Could you hear anything
Thank
I
you
was
for
saying?
bearing with me. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, so what I was saying is I was originally going to tell you you should take this game to Alaska and leave it there. But
No, I want to
but
burn it on our stream. That's what I want to
no.
do.
No, but what we need to do is I think we need to give it to Christina because Christina helped make a game that doesn't exist yet that we are crazy about. And I think we should just give it to her as a thank you. Even though I did give her like a super badass a Bohanza pin at Gen Con. But I will say,
here's the problem. Here's the problem. I should have thrown this game away because at some point it actually got wet. So as you can see, I've got a little mold in the box, and I've got a bit of it on the shitty ass rule book, which doesn't help you play the game anyway.
okay.
Now,
Okay. So
you
no,
want
here
me? Christina, if you want me to send you the die, the marker, and the cards, and the epitaph sheet, which are perfectly fine, I would totally do that for you. I was literally going to burn it on our stream and keep the 8-bit die because it's the only cool thing about this game.
Let that game box try to ford a river. Yeah, let's see. It feels good to be a gangster. Christina, if you're comfortable with this, give me your address. I'll send you a copy of Oregon Trail. We'll get you a copy of Oregon Trail. I normally wouldn't wish that on anybody, but since you asked for it, I don't know. I might.
Oh no!
If it's not out of print, yeah. If it's not out of print, we're gonna get her one.
Well, I mean, there's $5 copies on BGG.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! We'll just get her one and
All right, I'll
send it to
burn
her.
mine for the stream, and then I will keep
Yeah.
my 8-bit die.
Let the hate flow through you.
Ooh, maybe I take it to Alaska with me and then burn it in Alaska.
Take pictures of it.
I'll lose valuable luggage space that I desperately need, sir. I'm not carrying this trash with me. I'm sorry, Christina.
No, Christina, seriously, I'll send you one. We'll send you one. I don't care. It's $5. I might. I don't know if I thought I gave mine away, but maybe I still have it.
17.
Yeah, whatever. I like helping. I like doing things for other gamers. You know what I mean? It's fun to like I'm a giver. I'm a gift giver. I like doing that. That is it makes me feel good to do things like that for other people.
Yeah. And we have too many games too. That's the other
also true.
You and Bob have way more than me, but even I still feel like I have too many games.
I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 games stacked up over here that I'm going to give away at your buddy's convention next month.
Oh, I need to get that settled before I leave. Quick reminder there. But yeah, I'm sorry. This one I had to house rule the heck out of this game just to play it. And yeah, it's crazy how this game is so simple, just doesn't explain like very specific things. It's pretty bad. I'm putting it back in the box.
Yeah. So Jim has a theory that we're sitting in.
You look thin.
We use different angles, and Mike uses a cool light, and I went for the warm glow. But I do have a cold black soul. It's funny. I just listened to John Mulaney on a podcast. Do you know who John Mulaney is? He's a comedian. He was the voice of Spider-Ham and the Across the Spider-Verse. Anyways, he's an amazing stand-up comedian, and he was talking about how he's such a people always think he's such a nice guy and he's so friendly and everything, but he's like, what everybody doesn't know is that I hate everyone. He's so funny. I strongly recommend listening to anything that John Mulaney's talking on because he's absolutely hilarious. David, you've got 24 games and your wife thinks that's too many. Guess what? If I had 24 games only, my wife would also think that that's too many. We're a little late because this is just one wall of stuff, and I've got stuff over there. I got stuff over there. I got stuff over there. It's a problem.
You and Bob have a pretty crazy list.
Yeah, we kind of do.
Okay, Tim, how about you got any honorable mentions?
Oh my God. Oh, probably. Why don't you do one of yours first and I'll think on it real quick.
I mean, I got several.
Yeah, go for it.
I kept the older ones in my honorable mentions. I kind of stuck to more newer stuff or games I liked or kind of spicy picks, quite frankly. So what I kept out was Robinson Crusoe. That first edition rulebook is absolutely awful.
You are correct.
That's a terrible rulebook. I remember learning Mage Knight from the rulebook. That is
my God
rulebook.
I got rid of that game because of the rulebook.
It was my uncle's, and we were just determined to play it. and it was so bad. It's his copy. Speaking of
Oh,
Chivato games, unfortunately, the very easy to play Galaxy Trucker. I did not like that rulebook. There's like way too many cheeky jokes. It's like, just teach me the game.
okay,
It's
okay, Mike, pump the brakes. I love that rule book because
all
I think the
right,
jokes are hilarious. But yeah,
fine. You
First
pump your
Martians,
brakes.
Christina, First Martians was almost on my list. I almost pulled that game off the shelf to put in this stack many
Ooh,
times. You are 100% correct.
I got one for you, Tim. It's in your collection. You finally played it. That Glory to Rome rulebook is not very good.
I've
And
never read it because I've only
it's
played it, but it's been taught to me.
you have to learn it that way. And another Carl Chittick, mess with my
Uh-huh.
pronunciation there. Another Carl Chittick game, Innovation. I played first edition and then I bought second edition. I'm like, wait a minute, they changed the names of mechanics. What?
What?
It was, yes, they changed. Like Glory to Rome has like very kind of weird verbiage for basic stuff. Like tucking
Yeah.
cards is called something weird, and like adding stuff
Yeah.
to your tableau is called something weird. Innovation is kind of the same way. But then they changed the weird words to other weird words in between editions. Like, what are you doing? The game's already hard enough to learn from the rule book. Why you got to make it harder with new terms for stuff that people already knew before? That rule book's really bad. The space-based rule book I hate because that game's not that hard, and they don't really clarify the way certain cards that you add um, to your tableau. They don't not tableau, whatever. They don't really clarify some of those certain, like
I
the ones you have to add cubes to. I
oh
don't like that rule book.
oh, so you want to talk about a rule book, the first edition rule book that totally ruined a game for me? And this is a very, very, very popular game. Champions of Midgard. That first edition rule book freaking sucks. So bad. It's terrible. And that game is so easy to play. That game is so easy to play. And that first edition rule book is hot garbage. It made me hate that game almost instantly. And also, I do not love the space-based rule book. It kind of also made me dislike that game, even though I love games like Machikoro, which is essentially the same game. And people argue that space-based is better, but I think space-based overstays its welcome, and the rule book sucks. Just my opinions, but
Yeah, I do agree, even though I love myself some John D. Clare. Another dice rolling tableau building game with a terrible rule book. I will actually wait for Tim because a lot of people have played this one. This is a super popular game.
I was just
Tim,
trying to find my
no,
glory to Rome, and I don't know where
I
it
was
is.
you have the clamshell one. I was waiting
Yeah,
for
I
you to
do.
come back for this one because this is a super popular game about 5, 6 years ago. I still think this game is great, but the rulebook sucks for Roll for the Galaxy. The
Oh
Roll for the
yeah.
Galaxy rulebook
Mm,
is not
mm-mm,
good. I love
mm-mm.
that game, and it's not that hard to play. And you can play a game in like 25 minutes, 20 minutes if you
Mm-mm.
have three people that know what they're doing. That rule book is terrible, though. And the iconography doesn't help. The iconography is a bit confusing, and the way they lay it out on the player screen's not great. But I do love some Roll for the Galaxy. I think it's even in shot over here somewhere. But
Oh,
man, I
oh,
hated that
oh,
rule book.
oh, oh, Mike, I got a good one for you. Hold on.
All right, I'll keep going though. I got a couple others. I had a bunch in here. I don't know if Tim has played either of these two. Keyflower has a terrible rule book. That's another older game, but that is a really good game. But the Keyflower rule book makes the game way more complicated than it should be. Also, so does my last honor. No, not my last one. I'll save my last one. My last one of my honorable mentions. Oh yes, yes. The original rule book is, well, you have to download it, but the Mysterium rule book is terrible.
This rule book sucks. It's all in Polish. I don't speak Polish.
The Mysterium rulebook is, I believe, directly translated, and it's
Yeah,
really sucky too.
it's
Which is
rough.
crazy because that game's way easier than any other one we've talked about, except for Oregon Trail. It's a super easy game, and that rulebook sucks.
And
Even the one that's in English. It's
I am a
terrible.
I am a hipster douche and like have my Polish
We
Mysterio.
know, but go on.
Yeah. Love you, Mike. Yeah, no, I was mostly making a joke about how bad the rule book is because I can't understand it because I'm an ignorant doofus. But you
No,
are correct. Actually, the rule book is a little janky and it gets it's a little weird when it comes to trying to resolve some of the things.
after
Um,
they translated to English and finally printed this game, that rulebook even sucked. And it's only a 1.9 in this game. Yeah, that rulebook is awful.
the game's easy as hell to learn. I mean, it's hard to
Yeah.
win sometimes, but yeah.
The other
Oof.
one is one I didn't end up playing. Uncle Mo, another mention here. He bought me this game for my birthday like years ago. And I tried to learn it from the rules and I gave up. It's Panamax. It's a medium heavy
Oh yeah.
kind of
I want to.
route building Euro game. I still have it. I'm not getting rid of it. I know it's a cool, unique game, but 804, 2014, 3.7 on the heaviness scale. The rule book for that one makes it so hard to get to the table. It's so bad. But fortunately, that's another game where people have gone on BGG and like refined the rules, and you can learn it from those better than you can from the original.
Boy, you know, a game has awful rules, and it's a good thing I was taught by the designer, and that is zombie
Oh,
survival infection. I'm just kidding. That game's great. The rules are
no, I
pretty
thought
easy.
I thought you were going to say, um, hold on, I got it for you. You learned, no, you did not learn this one from the designer, but you met the designer, and that's processing a game of surviving
Oh
humanity from our
yeah,
friend
no,
Seppi Yoon.
that game that rule book. Once we figured out like a few things, that rule book was a little bumpy. I kind of blame it being late at night on a
Very
Thursday.
bumpy. That
You
rulebook was pretty bumpy for a pretty easy game. That game's awesome though. I really enjoyed that one,
that
but
game is
man, that
great.
rulebook was really rough.
I will say I have yet to this game that I love, and I have yet to even see a rule book for. I haven't even seen a rule book for this game.
Who needs one? You don't
What
even
the
need
hell?
one. That's how
What the
elegant it
hell?
is. Are we playing it? Is that what you're suggesting? Is this gonna be my Alaska send off as we're playing campaign trail tonight? Is that what you're
Well,
doing to me? Or
normally
did you have something else?
my inclination would be to make you play a game you hate, um,
What?
just to be a jerk.
Oh,
Uh,
autocomplete?
yeah, no, come on. Autocomplete is just a terrible game.
It,
It's fun when we play it, but it's a terrible game.
what are
Um,
we playing tonight? Are you suggesting we go into a fun game?
I mean,
What
we
are you?
could.
Do you have more honorable mentions?
Oh, I mean, we could go on for ages with some rough rule books. But you know, like again, I would say most colossal games have bad rule books, and I really like colossal games. Like I like a bunch of their games, but their rule books usually I feel like it's probably also some of it is just lost in translation, and it's not always their focus. Um, we could go through the ages. I've only played the digital version of that, so I don't know how bad that rule book is, but the tutorial on the app is pretty good. Oh, so where do we send our preprint rulebook for your review and approval? Well, Dennis, you already know that because you sent me your stuff for Ward Wanderers, um, and you don't want me. I'm the last guy you want because I will teach the game wrong, and then everybody will give me shit about it for months and years to come. You know what game had an excellent rule book that we just played and it had a fantastic rule book, and that's Sushi Boat. Sushi Boat from Japanime Games had a great rule book. Did you play that with us, Mike? You played that.
Yeah.
That rule book is really good. It's all like everything is right in order. There's not a lot open to interpretation. Like I taught myself that game like 2 nights before, played it like a couple of times, had my kids kind of help me play it just so like I couldn't see their hand, you know what I mean? Like see what they were working on. And when it came to teaching you guys for the review and everything, it was like bing, bang, boom, super fast, really
Yeah.
easy. And I really appreciated that because that's such a cool game. But anyways, I digress.
Dennis,
I
just send it to our Gmail address. Pretty good at proofreading, done a lot of that.
oh boy.
I also sometimes get confused by stuff, which actually is a benefit when it comes to a rule book. If I can get confused, then that means that there's a better way to word it. And I'm also a really good proofreader. So, there you go. But no,
I don't
yeah, more
know.
eyeballs helps, which is like, why could Pressman Gainey not get more eyes on that rule book? This is Pressman Gainey. How much are they worth now? Let's find out.
Oh boy. Yeah, rule books on a third grade level. I think that especially lighter weight games and not mass market, but like games that are trying to appeal more to the mass market, if they're going to appear in like big box stores, really owe it to themselves to have a strong rule book because that's very easy and accessible because it is going to further open the gateway, right, for them gateway games and bring them in. Jim,
And
I was just jerking your chain, man. I thought your rule book was really straightforward. I think the only bad thing about your rule book is that I was distracted by the awesome artwork. So,
Tim was definitely busting your balls. And I hopefully got to get you a picture before I leave. Really want to make that photo thing happen.
yeah.
Okay, I want to make another point about my number one. Okay. In 2016.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me get back in position for this.
Wait, no, that can't be right. That can't be right. I think you have the wrong company. Yeah, I do. I do. Wrong thing. All right, never mind.
Oh,
Google
I
led
can
me
get back
astray.
up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can. You can. I'll find it though.
Oh, the Lord of the Rings. Sauron has one rule book to rule them all. The problem is that it corrupts you. It's a really great rule book, and it tells you how to play all the other games. But pretty soon, you've got a guy like Wormtongue speaking into your ear, and you're listening. Here's what I don't understand: is if there is somebody that calls himself Wormtongue, how do you make that man your top advisor? I feel like that there's just some you should question your decision making right then and there. Just saying. Precious. Precious.
Oh my god. What did I
I'm
just
just saying.
witness here?
You're
That was
welcome.
pretty good though. That was pretty good. That was
Uh,
pretty good.
every once
All
in a
right.
while, like I summon something. It's not as good as your meatwad, but I do summon characters and voices every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love Aqua Teen Hunger Force. That's such a deep cut anymore.
You what now?
Yeah.
Um all right, we need a secondary tangent here, Tim. Are we
It
letting the
was.
chat drive us or are we playing a game?
Let's play a game and let the chat drive some of the game. Let's start off with some autocomplete. We're gonna just do like 2 rounds of autocomplete because I don't want to send you to Alaska without your autocomplete fix. While I'm excited, I am really excited to have Giuliano on. I know we're gonna have a good time, and I've got a fun idea of who I'm gonna ask to come on in 2 weeks. And I think that it doesn't matter who comes on or whether I'm doing it myself. It's gonna be a great time. But I'm really looking forward to it. But Mike, I am gonna miss you. I am gonna miss you. Evan, have you not heard of autocomplete? So autocomplete is the stellar game from 2018 where they took Google autocomplete searches and made it into a wacky, wild board game. It's wacky and wild, and we're gonna do it here. And so we're gonna see if Mike can get like 3 of these without losing. Okay, Mike, you got to get 3 of these. Okay. We don't even play by the damn rules. We just make this up.
No,
So chat driving. It's wild stuff. Wild stuff. Here we go. My Johnny Carson is more like it's more like a Tom Green doing a Johnny Carson. So it's like an impression of an impression. It's like way filtered down.
We're Paul Star. I don't know.
Okay, Mike.
Okay.
Autocomplete. 2018 Google top 10 searches.
Oh God.
Do redheads have blank?
Souls.
Not on there.
Really? That's like a meme even. Wow. That's
there.
why I didn't even hesitate. That was meme worthy. I figured it'd be a Google search trend.
I would have
Did I
thought
just
so.
get- Okay.
2 more
Wow.
guesses. Come on, stay alive.
Do redheads have blank?
Yeah, keep going.
I gotta not look at the chat. Do redheads have
Why can't I own a Canadian as a
freckles?
top? Oh, I love this. Dennis is looking up his own autocompletes. My bum is on the rail. My bum is on the rail. I love Tom Green. I think he's great. Anyways,
Wow.
I'm getting ready to switch over because my phone is gonna die soon.
This guy needs a splitter by now. Tell this guy to get a splitter. It was like $11. It allows you to have it plugged in. And
Look at this.
hold on, let's get you out of here. This is awful. Plugged in and have your headphones at the same time. Do redheads have? I don't know. I'm struggling with this one. Freckles? That's an obvious one. Go ahead. I don't know. You have no audio over here, Tim. You have no audio. Hold on.
I know.
You're muted.
I
There it
muted
is.
myself.
Okay.
I muted
Okay.
myself. I'm trying to make sure the volumes are all down so I don't get the.
You seem all right.
Let me kill this. Oh no! Don't do that. Okay. Come on, Mike. You can do it. Oh, let's rearrange this boxes. All right, let me give you one. Okay. Do redheads have a lower pain tolerance? That's one of them.
Do redheads have blue eyes?
No. Wow, you're bad at this game.
I don't know what to come up with for this topic. I can't
believe you didn't have like 40 of them. No, I'm just messing with you.
Freckles was my first one, Dennis. Yeah, I don't know where to go with this. I have no idea.
Okay, so it was do redheads have number 1 red eyebrows? Wacky, weird stuff. Do redheads have brown eyebrows? Do they have a lower pain tolerance? Do they have less hair? Yeah, souls would have totally been my first answer. More sensitive skin, thinner skin, superpowers, higher pain tolerance, a bad temper, or a scent.
That's way more dumb than souls. Superpowers?
Yeah, no, it's bad, dude. This game sucks.
Is there a single Avenger that's a redhead?
Black Widow.
Thank you.
But she doesn't have a superpower.
That's fake red hair anyway.
Oh, how dare you besmirch Scarjo?
I'm just saying. There's 10 on each card, Dennis. This game's terrible. This
game's awful.
I can't believe you're putting me through this one.
See, look.
We should. All right.
Oh yeah, Scarlet Witch. Thank you, Evan. You're here for it.
Scarlet Witch. There we go. I mean, if you're gonna force us to play a bad game, why don't I force us to play a bad game?
Hold on. I got one more.
All right.
Mike, you went to college
Yeah.
like for at least 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Did you graduate?
Yeah.
Even better. Okay, so you should have all these answers.
Oh God.
Here we go. Should I study or blank?
Should I study or
Autocomplete.
or party? Yeah, David said
Yes.
it.
Yes. Party is on there. Party is number 10.
Number 10 only was clearly was not asked to college people. Otherwise it'd be number 1. Should I study?
Or Whiskey Wednesday. Yeah, you should definitely Whiskey Wednesday instead of study. Or
Yes,
way
I'm not
cooler.
looking at the chat. Should I study or
Ooh.
take a break?
Be more specific than take a break. Like, what would you do while you're on that break?
Should I study or take a smoke break?
Ooh, no, not smoke. But man, you are. I like where TJ's at. That definitely would have been my option.
I don't know. Should I study or drink beer?
That's still kind of like partying. So keep
It's
it going.
partying. Should I
Or where would you
study
drink beer? Where would you drink beer if you were
or
to drink?
go to the bar?
Yeah, so go out, right? So study or go out is one. Come on, Mike, you're still alive. You're still alive. You can do it.
Should I study or play video games?
Yes, that is on there. That is on there. For me, it would have been GoldenEye because I'm old.
Well, speaking of studying, I almost failed my freshman year of college because of GoldenEye.
Exactly, right?
But I won a tournament because of that shit. Dang.
Come on. You can look at the chat for a hint. There's a couple. There's some people. There's some people that are getting it right in the.
Trying not to cheat.
I do like
the chat answers.
I do like that Jason said make a mixtape. I was making way too many mixtapes. Because I thought that was a great way.
My dance moves.
Oh no, not dance moves. Man, I thought mixtapes was a great way to like get females to get to know me and how deep I was and what a sensitive soul I was. My wife is probably upstairs laughing.
I don't. You're just gonna have to give me these.
Okay,
I've got nothing right now.
All right. Should I study or should I sleep? Come on. That was number 1. Study or go to work. Study or go out, which is what you have. Study or not. Hey, Bobby's on. What's up, Bobby? Study or watch Netflix. Play video games. Do homework first. That's a weird one. Study or watch a movie. Study or work out. Or study or party.
Wow.
Yeah, Jason, you are 100% correct. Even though, to be fair, I think my wife and I each burned CDs for each other when we first started dating.
Are you grabbing more of these things?
No, I'm going to put it away. I'm going to put it away. I'm going to put it away.
I am not able to really come up with many. I feel more like silly or playing an actual game would be better.
Clearly.
So that's why I'm going to really quickly read a card from New Phone Who Dis. All right, this is a judging game. You've heard of these?
You've somehow found a game worse than autocorrect.
No, I didn't. Let's start with the first card. It says, "Help! My erection is going on 5 hours."
I tempted Mike can't stop cracking himself up with this.
I literally just randomly pulled a card. Stupid. Now, do you want me to read the text answers that we get to judge from? Yes, I
No.
did get a haircut, Bob. I was getting shaggy. I had to take care of this before my trip. And yes, now that I have, you know what? Hey, I resent/resemble that comment
Listen,
about me
Mike's a,
studying all the time.
despite this taste in games that he just pulled out, Mike's a pretty smart dude.
Well, sometimes. I think I'm more street smarts than I am book smarts, which is what's funny.
100%. Yeah, this is new phone who dis.
I
This is
don't
the
know why.
judging game, or no, is this new phone who dis, or is this what do you meme? I forget which terrible game you
It's
have.
from the creators of what do you mean? We're not playing this. I just wanted to be stupid. I literally grabbed it and pulled a card. But if you wanted to judge, no, we shouldn't.
Okay, so hold on. I get a text that says I've had an erection for over 5 hours.
Yep. All right, fine.
Right. So
Yep.
my response would be, let me send you a picture of Bob's ex-wife. Since Bob's
We
watching,
have
I'll say that.
you have 5 to choose from.
No. I wanted to give you one because it's way more fun.
Oh,
To
Bob's
be
ex?
mean to,
All right.
yeah, to be mean to somebody.
All right, that'll be one of the 6.
Yeah, that'll kill it for you. That thing will go down
Weird.
real quick.
Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my God, what a coincidence that you texted me. The girls and I were just giggling about you. I haven't heard from you since 9th grade. Wow, this is a very mature game. Sis, now that's some tea. Spill more and make sure it is hot. Or, I don't remember giving you permission to talk to me.
These are all, none of them are funny, Mike.
None of them are funny. The only thing that's funny is an erection for 5 hours. This is another terrible game.
Oh my
Let's not
God.
play it.
How is the rule book on that game?
I haven't read it.
Hey, I will say at least the rule book for autocomplete. Hold on, let me get this bad boy out real quick. Which to be fair, I've never read. Is just this. It is just this.
New phone, who dis, also the same. Yeah, it's one of those. It's literally 4 pages front and back of a bifold. There you go. New phone,
All right.
who dis, and autocomplete are both terrible games. Let's play a good game if we're gonna do this.
Okay, Mike. To be fair, I'm also a Letterkenny fan. So yeah, somebody who designed a good game is actually asking, "What the heck is this game and why are we playing it?" What's up, Paul? Good to see you, man. Okay, so Mike, I am not going to look at your word, okay? And
Ooh, I remember what this is. I saw the box.
We're gonna
I'm
play.
excited now.
We're gonna play some medium, okay? So in medium, Mike is gonna have a random word, and I'm going to have a random word. And I'm not trying to get Mike to guess my word, and I'm not trying to guess his word, but we're just going to use these as a starting point, and we're going to try to say the same word in as few tries as possible. So, Mike, I'm going to look away from my screen while I hold this card up. Let me know that you can read it.
Yep.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to look at my word. And so the first word doesn't count because we know it's going to be wrong, right? Like you've got a different word. So you're going to say your word and I'm going to say my word on the count of 3. You ready?
We're just saying the word we saw.
Correct.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Zoo.
Mouth.
So mouth was your word and zoo is my word. Okay. So Mike and I now are going to see how many attempts it takes for us to get to the same word.
Okay.
You got a word? You got a word?
Yes. Before I give the word, I just want to point out that Andrew that doesn't wear sleeves is once again messaging us during the stream. Go on.
That mother
Zoo.
trucker. All right. And mouth. 1. And you got to say it at the same time as me. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to say our words.
Word.
You ready? 1, 2, 3. Giraffe.
Lips.
Lips and giraffe. Okay, you ready? That was one guess. Lips and giraffe. I think we can do this.
Wait. Okay. Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
We got to say it at the same time, though. You said it
Right.
late last time. You
1,
ready?
2,
2,
yeah, and then
3.
hit.
Yeah. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Neck.
Tongue.
Oh, tongue and neck. We're so close. Now we can't say words that we've already said.
I got one.
Okay, you ready?
Attaboy, Evan. He's on the same wavelength.
Oh, Evan is. Damn.
Okay, I got it.
1, 2, 3. Lips.
Throat.
We're crossing each other.
We're
Lips
crossing
and throat.
streams, Tim.
We are crossing streams. Okay, so lips and throat.
I do look really white in this camera compared to you, don't I?
It's
I
my
look like an albino.
It's my wonderful lighting. Oh, wait, did I already say lips? Did somebody say lips already? Did I?
Oh, you cheated. That's what I thought.
Oh, I didn't realize you already said lips. Hold on. Listen, I've been imbibing. I can't be held accountable for things like that.
Pour more blade and bow just to deal with this crap.
Okay, so Mike, when you're done pouring, we're gonna go lips and neck. And yeah, apparently
called out by 2 different designers.
Everybody,
here, Tim. Talk about shit rules.
Totally fair.
Definitely pour more. I've had more than normal. Just throwing that out there.
Oh,
I'm having fun.
Given my day, I've been living for this, so I'm ready. Okay, so here we go.
Where are we at? What were the last words?
Lips and neck. Lips and neck.
No,
we can do this, Mike.
No, lips. No, I said throat.
Oh, throat. Lips and throat.
And neck.
No, lips.
And
lips and throat.
Which you cheated.
I did.
Okay, I got it.
You ready? Me too. 3.
This is not going to work.
3, 2, 1. Hickey.
Larynx. I said larynx. Yes. An anatomy term. Help me out there, Evan. Evan's got me on those anatomy terms, right?
Goofball lips out of the hole. Holy shit. Okay. Okay, so we said larynx and hickey. This has gotten harder now.
It got way harder.
All right, larynx.
Go ahead.
Larynx and hickey. Yeah. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, sure.
3, 2, 1. Voice.
Suck.
You said suck and voice?
Okay, I got it. Yes.
Suck.
Wait. No, that
Oh, look at you and Evan, dude. You guys are on the wavelength.
We need a guess. Evan, let me send you an invite link real fast.
No doubt. I need a new co-host. Well, Mike needs a new co-host. It's not a me problem. It's a Mike problem. And the Mike's problem is me.
Problem. When we've played this before, it took us like 3 words max. I think
we were so good.
And we got to move on to the next.
Yeah,
word.
let's go on to the next words. Let's do so better.
Because the rules are what? You have 2 tries.
Anyway? Yeah, it's who can get it in the fewest.
Yeah, and after like what was that 4?
Yeah. It's like an automatic like double a bogey, right? You can't do any worse in golf. You're just done. Okay, so Mike, I'm gonna hold this up to you. I'm not looking. Can you see it?
Yep.
All right, you got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Ugh. All right, you ready? We're just gonna say our word. 3, 2, 1. Cross.
Oil.
Cross and oil.
What?
Cross and oil.
I'm ready.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Engine.
Jesus. Engine. And Jesus. We are not syncopating tonight.
Hold on. Hold on. They said that wasn't your word. Your word
What?
was not oil. Your word is drill.
Wait, I was supposed to just say the word.
Yeah, you're supposed to say your word.
Whoops.
That's why we're losing, Mike. Oh, shit. Yeah, I feel like I'm watching a failed, unaired pirate of a game show from the 80s, and I love it. Thank you, TJ. I'm glad you're here, man. Yeah, Jim, no wonder this isn't working.
I was already giving my interpretation of the word.
Yeah. Okay, so listen here.
Read the word.
Mike, read the word. I'm giving you a new word. Can you read that word?
I can read that word and I'll say that word.
That's the real question is, will you say that word?
You son of a...
Okay. All right. Are you ready, Mike?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Middle.
Band.
Middle and band. You said band?
Yeah.
Okay. Middle and band. This could be so many things. My word was middle. Your word is band. Okay, I got one. Oh, look. Evan's keeping us on track now. We've gotten so off the damn rails.
You should pour more whiskey, is what the crowd is saying right now.
Yeah, I've got a pretty
middle
full.
and band. Well, yeah.
Evan, I appreciate you
Middle and
refereeing
band.
this. I'm ready for this, man. Come on, let's go.
I don't know why I'm struggling tonight with this kind of stuff. Okay, go.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Rubber.
I.
Okay, so I said rubber and you said high. Okay. Okay. All right. Rubber and high. All right, Mike. Come on. You can do this. After this, we'll switch over to Fairy Tale Campaign Trail. Rubber and high. No, wait. Yeah, rubber and high. Those are the words. Here we go. Portland, Evan's on it for us again. Evan, why don't you design a game that's like this that we can keep track of while we're drinking? That'll be easier, right? Mike with the high proof tonight. I love it. Too many whiskeys. Rubber and high. Oh, shit, he did. Well, yeah, you need to finish it, and then you come on the rundown and demo it with us. All right, Mike, come on. You got it? You got it?
Got it. Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Fun.
Drag.
Drag and fun. Drag and fun. Okay. I got one. I'm
Okay.
ready.
I got it. Yep.
3, 2, 1. Strip.
Show.
Strip and show.
Okay. Got it.
Hold on. Because it can't be a word I've already said.
Yes.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Club.
Vegas.
Oh, club in Vegas.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Casino.
Yeah.
All right. We're not going to get it.
We suck tonight.
We
What
s-
happened? Usually we'd get these on like 2.
Oh my
I will
God.
say, however, when you said dance, that was like my other answer there. That was the first time I felt like that we were actually on the same page. Otherwise, I felt like we've struggled all night to play this.
Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord.
Well, last time we played that, we did really well.
We did do really well. I thought that was going to go much better. I
Yeah.
did. I did. I thought that
We've
was going
we've done really well on that before. That was a struggle.
All right. We're going to goof around a little bit with some Fairy Tale Campaign Trail and try not to get our butts canceled tonight.
Well, maybe, David. That's partially true.
Um,
I am mentally already there.
Brian, that game was called Medium, and it's super fun. And I mean, it's super fun if you can get stuff right.
We've done way better than that before.
Oh my
We played
God.
it one other time, and it was like within 2 or 3 words, we were bam. I don't know why we were so off page today. It's crazy.
Well, you're in Alaska, and I'm dealing with seizure victims in my store, so we're all over the place. I don't know if Christina's still around, so we might butcher their game, or if anybody else from Parakeet Griffin's watching. But
I don't know if they are.
But we're gonna get this going. So I will explain the rules to Fairy Tale Campaign Trail. And so Fairy Tale Campaign Trail, we are Mike and I will be running to be mayor of this fictional fairy tale town. Oh, she's here. Sweet. And we are going to have basically some cards that will be solutions to problems. So we're going to draw a random problem that is happening in this town. And while Mike and I are like on the stumping on the trail, we're going to explain our solution to the problem. Our solutions will be provided via these cards. And there's also going to be a challenge, which will then be a way that we need to present our solution. So it could be like do an impression, which Christina's Australian impression is amazing. Let me just say.
We have that on camera now.
Yeah, it is
More
top
than
notch.
once.
It is top notch. I love this game with my whole heart. I really do. This game's so much fun. And I love playing this game, not only with them, but just with anybody who will sit down and play it with me. So, Mike, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the problem first. I will give you 2 options to pick from just because of, logistics. I will draw 2 options for myself to pick from. And then when we're ready to go, we're ready to go. Right? Sound good? Yeah, my suggestion does need to be Lord of the Rings themed. All right, so here's the problem. Adventurers are asking too many questions about that shack on the hill that we all agreed to put behind us.
Did that one on a previous stream, Tim. So
okay,
I think
hold on.
we should pick another.
Oh, how about this? Ooh, I like this one. We ordered sand for the arena and selected expedited shipping, but now we've got quicksand instead of quick sand. So the sand did not arrive quickly. We instead got quicksand.
Okay, hold on a second. I was able to do this last time. So
I haven't seen this one before. I really like this. And I'm not just saying that because Christina's in the chat watching. You got it? You writing it down? You typing it out?
yes.
Okay. Oh, you got it in the chat. Okay, boom. There we go.
Whoops, no K. Okay.
All right. I'm going to hold up your 2 potential solutions first.
Yes. Oh,
And then
well, we
I
have a yes. You have the modifier there.
and then I will do the modifier after that.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So this is one of them.
Okay.
You got it? Here's
Yep.
the other one.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to look at mine real
You
quick.
can show everybody yours, and I'll just
Okay.
look away.
That's fine. It doesn't really spoil anything, right? But like, okay. So I don't know how that's going to help. And then the other one would be this one, which I think will be my choice. Um, oh, yeah, I like this. Here, Mike, here's our challenge. Anytime we critique someone's argument, you must apologize and or compliment them to make sure that their feelings aren't hurt. So, Mike, do you want me to go first or do you want to go first?
I think I need you to go to first on this one.
Well, that's fair. I'll bite the bullet on this one. Um, okay. So, listen, good folk of Rundown Town, because that's the name of our fantasy village. I know we ordered sand for the arena. I know. And we ordered it expedited shipping because we've got a big old gladiatorial thing going on right now. And we're ready to go. But the problem is there was a little bit of a mix up with the space bar, and we thought we were going to get the sand quickly, but instead they sent us quicksand. So right now, the problem is if we put anybody in that arena, they're going to sink into quicksand and die horribly because if you were a child of the 70s or 80s, quicksand was everywhere and everything. But I have a solution that will get us through all of this. Okay, so everybody knows. Hey, Mike, what
Yes.
happens? What happens with blood when it's exposed to the air? What does it do?
Coagulates.
That's exactly the word. It thickens, it coagulates. So if we take the blood of my enemies and we just slaughter them all there and, hang them up like, stuck pigs over that arena, it's going to coagulate, it's going to clog up that sand, and then soon it'll just be regular old scabby sand, like anywhere you would go. Scab filled sand.
Whoa.
What do you got, Mike? Come on.
Wow.
So Mike's going to do his pitch next, and then we will take like 2 minutes to poke holes very politely in each other's arguments. So Mike, please go on.
Wow. So Tim, first off, I want to start by apologizing to everyone in the chat that they had to listen to your awful solution. Secondly, I'd like to apologize to you for defecating on your terrible solution. I feel like the solution to what we've got going on here is we create yet another Planet of the Apes movie. Now, hear me out. Okay.
Wait.
The reason we needed the sand was for that scene at the very beginning where we meet the other apes on the beach. We were shooting a new movie in the town to draw in more tourists, which we thought could boost the economy. And the problem is that we're just a band of amateur adventurers just trying to shoot another offshoot of the Planet of the Apes movies, and we try to get sand in here as fast as possible so that we could shoot this movie and boost the economy, which in no way is any better than your idea. And I greatly want to apologize if it seems like my idea seems better than Tim's, or maybe I'm being condescending in suggesting that my idea is better than his. But I do, on the other hand, really feel like a Planet of the Apes movie would really draw attention to the town of Rundownville. We'd get a little boost of tourists, which, as we know, is a temporary solution, which is why the Olympics have been running as long as they have. But once again, I want to apologize for saying anything negative about your suggestion or crapping on the economic benefits of the Olympics. But if we shot a Planet of the Apes movie complete with all the stars from the original, I think it would help our town immensely.
No, wait, are you talking about like Roddy McDowell and Charlton Heston original? Or are you talking like
Yes.
the Tim Burton one with Mark Wahlberg?
No, I'm talking about Charlton Heston. We could bring
Okay.
him back. We bring him back. We're gonna shoot another Planet of the Apes movie. That was the whole reason we brought in Sand, which I have to apologize to the actors that we brought in for this movie, like Charlton Heston, who came to our sandy shores with extra sand on our beaches, which have actually swallowed him whole, and he has actually died as I speak. We have
Uh,
we have EMTs in the area. It does not look good. His condition is critical.
okay, so I really, really am sorry if anything that I'm about to say hurts your feelings or if you're offended by any of the words. If
Very
you find any of the words that I say offensive, I really apologize for this. But here's the problem with your argument.
super offended.
We got all this sand in for an arena, not a movie to reshoot. This is specifically for an arena. So therefore, immediately, and again, I apologize if you are offended by the things I'm saying. I'm not actually sorry for the stuff I'm saying. I feel sorry if you're offended by the things that I'm saying, because that's the sincerest form of apology, which you see all the time on reality TV. But I'm sorry if you were offended when I said that your idea is total dog shit, because we're not making a movie. It's for an arena. And you didn't even go to the part of the movie where you could have done an arena scene where they're like battling. No, you went straight to like a scene on a beach, which is the end. So now you're even like spoiling the end of the movie. Listen, dude, you're way off base. I apologize again if anything I've said has offended you, but that is literally the worst idea I've ever heard. All we have to do is kill off all of my enemies, and I feel I apologize to them for having to do that to them. But look, if we kill the blood of my enemies, and then we use their blood to coagulate and thicken the quicksand, then we've got this cool tourist attraction, the brown sands of Rundownville. Don't eat the scabs. Hashtag.
Look, I've already told several amateur actors that we're going to be shooting on yet another Planet of the Apes movie inside of an arena, and all of them are really ready to go. So the fact that you're crapping on this idea, I want to apologize for the actors for bringing them in to Rundownville and wasting their time, because all of them told me they were super offended when you shat on the idea of reshooting Planet of the Apes inside of the arena that we specifically brought in sand for. So
I mean, really, come on. When we saw what happened when they remade Planet of the Apes the first time, and with all due respect to the mostly wonderful actors, except for Mark Wahlberg, who can't act his way out of a paper bag, all of the other wonderful actors. I mean, but Mark Wahlberg has an amazing physique. When they remade Planet of the Apes, it was hot garbage, and that movie is terrible. We just finished with Dave Beck. Yeah. Anyways, TK's on here. But yeah, I'm just gonna say, yeah, if my enemies are hemophiliacs, listen, Nix, with all due respect to them, we won't know until we cut them open and let them bleed out on the sand. So I'm just saying that's what's happening. And Mike, listen, I really like your new haircut. I think you're gonna look sharp going into Alaska. I'm sure that a lot of manatees are gonna be very attracted to you, and you're gonna have no trouble betting a wild animal while you're out there. So congratulations to you on that. But I really just think that you're, yeah. And Bob points out there's a huge movie strike going on right now. So so you're using scabs as actors, and I am just using scabs to coagulate the sand in in the quicksand to make it safe so that we can have some gladiatorial games. I'm really sorry about that, by the way.
No, you're over here trying to get expedited sand during the middle of this massive UPS strike that didn't happen.
Mm-mm.
And you're forcing these shipping employees into this massive crisis of fast shipping the sand into our town, and then sure enough, it shows up, and the talent that we hired is dead. They disappeared into the sand. We weren't even prepared for it.
Listen.
I want to apologize to Charleston Mansion. Now dead.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry, Mike. I think that while you are very tall and very handsome and your haircut is wonderful, I just think that you have a horrible idea because, again, the UPS strike didn't happen. So now UPS, to compensate for the higher wages that they must pay, have to raise prices. So what I am doing now is I am paying extra money, higher rates, because we got this sand in, and so now we've got to use it. And so, unfortunately, the blood of my enemies is the only way to thicken that quicksand. Mike, you've got one more retort, and then we're gonna let the crowd pick who won. But let me just say that, like, you are gonna make a manatee very, very happy and very pregnant while you're up in Alaska.
I know.
Very, very excited for you for that.
I appreciate the comment, and I just want to go ahead and add boom, 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 boom,
Yeah, there will be lots of random bathrooms where Mike will be attracting manatees. And what he chooses.
It's almost like this guy had a camera in my bedroom as I've been attacking for Alaska this whole time. I got all these tank tops because it's so warm there, swim trunks, flip flops.
All right, Mike, get your retort out, and then we're gonna let everybody pick the winner.
I already did. You heard my retort. It's
that was it.
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
Boom, 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 boom. That's it.
I can live with that retort. All right, guys. We're gonna take the majority. Just Mike or Tim.
All right, Mike or Tim's argument. That's where we're at now.
That's where we're at, and then we'll move on to the next one. Why
that
would
was
Andrew...
a weird combo?
That was weird.
Yes, as he continues to Facebook message us, as does Dan. I don't know about that. I'm over here literally.
Oh, look at this. Tim, scabs, not scabs. Yeah. Look at that. They hate how much.
Meanwhile, Paul said I was a little bit too critical and I need to apologize. And, while I thought we were on very different wavelengths earlier, right now I feel like we're on the same wavelength, almost like we're on the same good vibration.
None of those are good vibrations, though.
Come on.
And I don't want to feel the vibration either. Listen, I unapologetically think that Mark Wahlberg is one of the worst, most popular actors of our generation. He's awful.
Damn it. Hey, hold on though.
What? But say hello to your mother for me.
Mystic River is an excellent movie.
Yeah, I made the mistake of reading the book first, and the movie just did not live up.
So was the other Boston movie.
Departed?
Thank you.
Yeah, and he's in it for 10 minutes. I mean, he's still not good in it. He's just playing an asshole in it for 10 minutes.
I know, but it's a great movie.
It is a great movie, but it's not great because Mark Wahlberg's in it. It's great
I
because
didn't
Leonardo
say that.
DiCaprio and Alec Baldwin and Jack
Jack
Nicholson.
Nicholson. I feel like you were getting off to a bad vibration here. All
What?
right, you won that one.
Yeah, boy.
That's weird, David. I've been sipping whiskey without realizing it.
Okay, so
Uh,
Mike,
that was a tough combo, Tim. We need another one.
do you want 2 new cards or do you want your unchosen card and then 1 new card?
I need 2 new cards. Those
2 new
were tough.
cards. Okay.
Yeah. Not our best effort, but not bad. I mean, it got into we got into a Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch tangent, so I guess it was slightly worth it.
Listen, maybe not your best effort, but my effort was on point. All right.
What? I apologize for anything detrimental I said about you.
That's it. I still love you, buddy. Okay, here we go. Mike, are you ready to type out this new problem
Ready.
that Rundownville is facing it? David, it doesn't matter. All of the Wahlbergs suck. I'll just tell you that. They all suck. Donnie's terrible. Okay. Mike, it is hunting season, but every time somebody shoots a phoenix, it detonates. Donnie definitely does not suck. Not that Donnie. Donnie Wahlberg. Donnie, I apologize.
Hey. All right. Bird hunting season, but every time somebody shoots a phoenix, it detonates.
Do you want your cards first or the challenge first?
Let's get the challenge in the chat.
Okay. The challenge is all of the debaters are in couples counseling together. Oh, this is tough.
Wow.
This is tough. Say hello to your mother for me.
Wow.
All right, David, I haven't watched Blue Bloods, so maybe Donnie's okay in that, but as a rule, I'm over. Okay, so Mike, your cards are these. Can you read them?
1 second. I lost my. There it is. Okay, we have. Okay.
You got it? And here's your other one.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to look at mine real quick. Okay, so it's bird hunting season, but every time somebody shoots a phoenix, it detonates. And then Mike and I are in couples counseling. That's our problem.
Wow.
Wow. Who's first? This is tough. I almost want to draw a new challenge, but I feel like that's the weaker man's decision. Oh, this, Mike, don't look. This is going to be my choice. The other one I could have chosen was this one, which I do like, but ooh, maybe I should go with the other one. Good Lord. Yeah, I'm going to go with this one. I'm going with the other one. Okay. All right, Mike, who's going first? It's going to get weird.
I know that we've had our issues recently. And I just want to make sure you know that you're heard. Your opinions very much I've taken to heart, and I hear what you're saying. And it is bird hunting season though, which happens in the late fall. I'm guessing. I have no clue. I've never hunted a bird. But it is bird hunting season as we approach this Labor Day. And I know that, your typical thing to do this time of year is to go bird hunting. And it makes me feel, very alone. I feel like I'm by myself when I'm at the house. I have to deal with the kids. You're out hunting for phoenix. And, the last time you shot one, you actually blew up the house. And like, I mean, I understand that. I completely understand your desire to, get away, not have to worry about me or the kids.
Mhm.
I do completely understand that. But when you blew up a whole village by shooting up a phoenix, I feel like I've actually gotten to the point where I want to help out the police because you blew up half the town, which is why I've hired a sketch artist to draw your profile so that the police know who blew up half the town the last time you went on a hunting trip and shot a
Oh.
phoenix. It's okay to get away from me and the kids, but if you're not understanding my feelings or where the kids are coming from, I don't think you're actually listening. You might hear me, but I don't know if you're listening to me, which is why I've decided to help out the police and have them draw your profile so they know who shot the last phoenix on your last hunting trip. That's how much I missed you, Tim. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me just quote The Office. I'm going to start off quoting The Office. Mike, well, quoting The Office, quoting SNL. Mike, you ignorant slut. Listen, you know that I work in construction. You know this. And you know I work long hours to put food on the table for both you and our children. I can't even say it with a straight face. I work really hard. So, listen, I knew that those Phoenix were going to detonate. Here's the thing is we've already bought all of the land 20 miles to the west of here. And that is why my plan is to demolish the town and rebuild it 20 miles to the west. We will immediately, you stupid idiot, because I'm talking to the counselor here. Do you see why this doesn't work? Do you see why we're here? He doesn't even give me a chance to like get my plans out, right? Like I had us all set up to be millionaires because we are basically destroying this whole town. It's going to become unlivable. I have already got building designs and plans up 20 miles to the west, exactly 20 miles to the west of here. We're going to rebuild the whole town. We're going to call it New Rundownville, and it's going to be amazing. So get that police sketch artist. Let me take them hunting. They'll stand under the Phoenix. I don't know what I'll have on them, but I'll just say that it won't be a problem. We're going to be super rich. We're going to have the nicest house over there. So calm yourself down. Let's shoot a few more phoenixes just to make sure there's not enough of the town hanging out. Do you see what I'm dealing with? I try all the time. Like I try to communicate my plans and they talk about not listening to me and he is not listening. He is not listening. I'm trying to make money to put food on the table here. And this is what I'm dealing with. He told me that artist that he hired, he was going to do like a big old portrait. I posed nude for that. A full body. I thought it was going to be like an oil painting. And now this has happened.
You knew that when we moved to Rundownville that we were going to set our roots here. You knew that when the kids started first and sixth grade that we were going to set our roots and grow our family in Rundownville. And yet here we are, and I'm devastated watching the kids go off to school. I'm devastated thinking that you want to destroy our home and our town where we've sunk our roots in and just destroy it and move on, which is why I completely forbade you from hunting Phoenix ever again and destroying our wonderful town. I'm I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt. I'm devastated.
We've totally alienated Jim by you and I being a couple, which totally if we had gone back to the other game where it's like I had an erection for 5 hours. Just had to imagine being married to Mike, and then that would go away. Mike's a lovely guy, but he's not my type. But let me just say, listen, this has been BGR. It all ends in tears. It does. But look, I had us set for life. And again, I would not have posed nude for that artist had I known that it was for the cops. I mean, you could have at least said, hey, put a robe on, but you let all of that happen. And I think you did that to humiliate me. So I don't appreciate that. And I think our counselor is going to take my side in this argument. No, Bob, it's not land snatching. I just conveniently already own the land and it's been zoned for development and all that stuff. Look, I got all the permits. We're good to go. Listen, I might have already started to build a municipal building over there. And, just saying.
I don't think you're listening to me when I tell you I hired a sketch artist to draw you nude, and I told them to expect a bratwurst, and all they got was a Vienna sausage, and I had to pay extra for that part. I just don't think you're listening to me.
I just got out of the pool. It was
family.
Listen, I just got out of the pool. It was cold. I didn't know that was what was going to happen when I got out of the pool. Otherwise, I would have fluffed a little, been ready for it. But still, that's not the point. The point is, I've got to set up for life, and you're trying to get my ass thrown in jail. You are ridiculous. Shrinkage. I was in the pool. I love Seinfeld. Anyways, okay, guys.
We worked so hard to build this home.
Let's vote for winners real quick. Yeah, I was gonna name it Mikeville, but for you, but now it's gone. I love that mix. That's so good. I was gonna name it Mikeville for you.
Oh boy. All right, guys.
Oh, and maybe Jim was just barfing at me saying that I posed nude for that thing. I was just trying to turn that on its ear as hard as I could. The portrait artist had a special on headshots.
I thought we were done with the erection that lasted for 5 hours.
Oh my God. It's funny because I was telling my friend about this game and he's like, is it PG? And I'm like, it can be. And we totally made it not PG. Mike, so let me compliment you for committing to the bit. That was good, man.
There you go, guys. You can vote if you want. We just kind of play this one for fun because we like to goof off.
Yeah, we do.
Man. That being said, you got what else you got in you, Tim? You got more fairy tale in you. We're at that 2.5 hour mark, but we still have so many of you awesome people watching.
We could try to do something like green team wins. We could play without the boards. We just know, if you got a game with a dry erase board, we could, or we could do a little just one. I
could do either one.
Or we could do another fairy tale. I'm good with whatever, man.
What the heck did I do with that terrible epitaph? Oh yeah, I put it in this box and then I dropped it on the ground. That's what I did.
So far, only one vote has come through, and it's been for me. So Mike, I might get the sweep on fairy tale.
Chin here, huh? Wow.
I might get the sweep on this.
I'm usually pretty good at this. We both bring it. It's a lot of fun. That's why we always play it. But we can go to just one, or we can go to
okay. So TJ wants to do an ask us anything and bring in the crowd. I'm here for that.
There you go. All right. Okay. I'm in.
Oh, so hold on. Donnie said me, but David and Jim say you. So it's 2-2 right now because I got Nick's and Donnie. Oh, and
Thanks,
Nick's
We'll see you later, buddy.
Hey, Nix, I am also getting up at 6 a.m., but thanks for hanging with us, buddy. I can't wait to play second edition D&D with you. That is going to happen. We're going to make that happen. And eventually we're going to film one of those. But Nix, you're the best, man. Love you. Thanks for being here. So we're tied. We're tied right now, Mike, and it might die a tie, which still means that I won the night because
whoever votes next is the tiebreaker.
That's true. We'll take the next one in.
Stamp here.
And then
yeah, David Brown's wife. I don't know if it's accurate, but
she voted. All right. Well, we're not going to fact check it. So the fact that David Brown's wife popped in, good for you.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Good for you. Good for you, Mike. You deserve to win before you go.
You know what? I apologize for winning against you. Hey, Christina gives me the official vote of confidence there.
But Brian did vote for me. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate you.
Hey.
Yeah, but if the designer of the game votes for you, it's kind of tough. Oh.
Hey, that means. Wait a minute.
I think I win in a weird, wild stuff. No,
you guys are great.
I love it. Okay, so yeah, ask us anything, guys. Ask us anything. I will.
There you go. All right.
I will
ask
answer
us anything.
We will answer honestly. And while we're waiting for the first question to come in, Mike, I'm going to miss you while you're in Alaska. I know you're really excited for this trip. I hope you have a fantastic time. Oh, TK broke the tie.
Love you, TK. Keep telling people about that game. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, you mean that one game with Ian O'Toole art that nobody's ever heard of called Galactic Cruise?
Right.
Man, I wish
it already has. Yeah.
I wish we could get anybody. New giveaways schedule for when? So is the Alaska anything segment? Yeah, you can ask us anything. Brian, listen, there's a reason Kelly doesn't watch these shows. I mean, she watches for a minute, comments like, "Hey, dummy, don't get canceled. Love you. Bye."
She does randomly pop in and make a comment. It's funny when she does too. It's like, oh, she was listening. I wish you would have been listening during the whole partners counseling.
I know, no doubt. So yeah, guys, ask us anything you want right now. I'm going to answer David's question about the giveaways. So next Sunday, we're going to have a new giveaway for the unclaimed games from Gen Con. We're going to have 2 stacks of games. And then we're going to give away those games. And we're going to just do the same style of giveaway. I'm actually still waiting for the Castles of Burgundy winner to claim their games. So if that person doesn't claim it by Sunday, we're going to draw a new winner. But I will say after this, the giveaways that are like for the huge games like Frosthaven and Castles of Burgundy, we are going to do exclusively for Patreons. We'll still do smaller games for everybody else. Like when I was giving away a game of a copy of Nightmare Productions, and I've got tons of other games in my collection that I just want to give away to somebody, like anybody that will enjoy it. But the huge, like high dollar ones are going to go behind the Patreon wall. So yes, I guess the 20th we will have a new giveaway, David. So yes, on Sunday we're going to film it, so that video will come out Monday. So the 21st, because I don't think we're going to do that one live. We might do it live, but probably not. So Paul Elpers from Gemtime Games, what makes a game immersive for you? For me, it depends on the theme, but I will say that I guess it really is the theme, because there are games like Cosmic Encounter, for example, I get very sucked into because I'm very much working the people I'm around. Okay, so now it just occurred to me what the answer to my question is: player interaction. player interaction makes games immersive for me, because if I'm playing Game of Thrones, I'm wheeling and dealing with politics, when to attack, where to move, things like that. I'm very much into it. Twilight Imperium, very similar sort of thing. Cosmic Encounter, 100%, right? There are games also, I guess, where like maybe the tension is high and they can feel immersive. Even Betrayal at House on the Hill, the longer that game goes without somebody triggering the omen, the more into it I get, because I feel like the tension is there. You're waiting for somebody to trigger it, and then who's it going to be? So all of those things make a game very immersive for me. How about you, Mike?
Um, Side question: we are not going to have a presence at PAX U,
We're,
TK, but I know
we're
Key Games and Galactic Cruise will have a booth. So if you want to check that one out, you should.
I haven't heard of that Galactic Cruise game. Perhaps they have someone awesome doing the art. Who would that be?
Yeah, I don't know. If I were to like hire the best artists to make art for my game, I don't know who that could be.
Man,
Um,
Jim Cole.
Immersion for me is intertwining the theme with the mechanics. When I can use the theme to explain the rules and the mechanics of the game, that's when I feel like I'm immersed in the theme. And that is why one of the most thematic games for me is Anachrony. Because
Hmm.
every time I teach the game of Anachrony, I tell people there is a cataclysm that is about to happen. There's a comet that is going to hit the planet and is going to destroy part of it. But after that happens, we're going to have places destroyed. We're also going to learn how to time travel. And what that does is allow us to borrow resources from our future self, which means we're
Hmm.
going to give resources to our past self, use them for actions now, but later in the game, I have to give those same resources back to myself or have created an anomaly in the space time continuum. That's amazing to me. I told you the story of a game and the theme of a game, and that actually helps you. That helps you understand how to learn the game of Anachrony. That is why that game is super immersive for me. I know that I'm borrowing resources from myself in the future. That is one example. When theme and mechanics are intertwined, I feel immersed into a theme.
That's a great.
Ooh, I will definitely teach you TK. I will definitely show you some Anachrony. That is my favorite worker placement game of all time. I know you love you some heavy games. That's probably my favorite heavy game. I love some Anachrony. How do we take a drink each time you say anomaly until you can no longer say anomaly? I've had too many.
Dude.
I'll admit that now, and I still spat out Anachrony. Okay, all right, CJ. How do we
Uh,
determine who is part of a review? It is availability
uh,
number one,
mhm.
right?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I call myself a backup. So the original board game rundown was Tim, Bob, Dan, Spencer. Those are the starters. That's your squad of four. Those are your starters. When one of the starters is unavailable, me or Andrew are the ones to say, hey, I'm available if those guys are not. That typically is how our reviews get done. Right, Tim?
Well,
Pretty much?
100%, Mike, you are the first call. Andrew does a great job. It's nothing against Andrew. You're the first call because, um, well, you started to come on first before Andrew. And And yeah, I mean, you're the first call. Here's the thing is there are definitely games where we have had somebody go, it is not beneficial for me to sit in on this review because I do not like this kind of game. Makes sense. Keep them out of the game. But there are times where, let's say there's a game with like a heavy engine building mechanic or a war game, and it's a game that like Bob or I should love, and we had a very bad experience with it. Well, we might decide to stay in that review anyways because it's like this game was made for me, and I don't like it, and I feel like I need to express why I had a problem with it. And it's not just so that we can shit on a game, but it's because I feel like that lends credibility to our problems with the game. If Dan says, I don't like trick taking games, and then sits in on a trick taking game and gives it a garbage review, well, then that's not really like we had the best person to come in and sit in on a trick taking game. Now, if he has a very positive thing to say about it, well, then it's like, okay, that's noteworthy because normally he doesn't like that kind of game. So for him to come on and say, hey, I actually really enjoyed this game and rate it well, then that's noteworthy and that makes sense. So really that's kind of how we do the reviews. Yes, it is first by availability because I am on probably 95% of the episodes. It is the show is my brainchild. I not only want to be on every episode that I can, but like I feel responsible for it. I want it to, I want to oversee it. I want to make sure it does well. But yeah, the other guys, I curated the crew or whatever based on people that I feel like have interesting and smart things to say about board games. And I mean that's where it's at. I mean, Mike's got a lot of really interesting opinions and he comes at games differently than I do, just like Bob does, just like Dan does, Spencer and Andrew. We all come at games a little bit differently and we all have different things that we like a little bit more, and we definitely disagree on stuff, and that's totally fine. I love it, but it's sort of like, and I'll use this analogy here. It's because Mike and I are sports fans, and we are fans of some of the same teams, and we are definitely fans of different teams, and we love to argue and give each other a hard time about other teams. And I kind of look at it the same way with board games. We can be fans and want to champion certain games, and other games it's like, no, dude, you're like way off base. That game sucks, or it's not near as good as you say. So yeah, no, TJ, that's it. It's a totally fair question. And some of it, like anything, is just dumb luck and things are happening organically.
It's
But
definitely availability first, though. It's just who's available on Sunday, number one. But also, after we got back from Gen Con, we had a lot more review games. And so we kind of divvied those up. And so we're trying to divide and conquer on these extra review games. We've got a little bit more than usual. So you may see some smaller groups in some of our reviews. Like you're going to see more 2 and 3 person reviews because sometimes it makes a lot of sense for like a smaller group to go into the studio. You can actually sometimes get more done that way.
yeah,
It just so happens that sometimes Bob and I have availability on Friday and Tim doesn't. So you'll catch a lot more Bob and Mike reviews, for example.
ironically, I have availability this Friday, but what we're doing is we're playing a bunch of review games so then that we can film more on Sunday.
No,
But that
that's good
happens.
though. That's a lot of times what we try to do. We try not to spend our Sunday dedicated studio time to playing games, spend the rest of the time playing them so that Sunday is just filming, which our last Sunday was super productive. I think we actually filmed like 6 videos last Sunday,
Oh
which
my
is
gosh. Yeah.
really, really productive day.
We cranked out a lot, and we even had like a post Gen Con debrief after the fact too.
We did. Yeah, we
So the
met with our
maximum. Oh, go on.
just to tidy that up, we met with our producer slash benefactor who wanted
Mhm.
post Gen Con kind of, sort of meeting, and we still were able to crank out a bunch on Sunday. But yeah, I'm the farthest. I'm about a 35-minute drive from the studio, which is why I was one of the biggest kind of proponents for what can we do that's not in the studio, hence this live stream.
Well, yeah, and I'm definitely the closest to the studio. I live less than 10 minutes away from the game store that we film at. Um, but the thing is, also though, it helps my availability to be able to live stream because famously I put the kids to bed and I buzz down here and do the thing. So sometimes when we're starting late, it's because I'm trying to get Clark to sleep. Um, but yeah, I am definitely by miles the closest to the studio. I think everybody else has a good 15, 20 minutes drive
Yeah,
uh,
that was about right.
to where we
Every
film.
most of
And I am
Yeah.
no.
No, you're fine. Sorry, like Andrew, Spencer, Dan, Bob, 20 minutes or less. Me, 35 minutes. I'm by far the farthest. You're by far the closest.
Yep, it's kind of weird, right? Like what an interesting time to ask that question because you have the closest and the farthest person on tonight.
That's why I wanted to live stream. I wanted to do content from my house instead of having to drive all the way out to the studio. Not that we don't have great equipment or excellent quality there. It's just and not that I'm not willing to make that drive once a week, but doing it multiple times during the week is very inconvenient for me. So that is definitely why this stream it works great for us.
Well, and the live stream is also just fun as hell. Like I love doing this stuff live. I think it is so much fun
It
to do it
is.
live. I love the interaction. I love honestly because again, I really think that Mike, what sets us apart from other channels really is that people get such a real version of us. You know what I mean? Like this is us. You know,
Yeah.
this is how we talk to each other all the time. Um, let me say real quick. So, David, that L-shaped table in the studio, yep, that is always set up. We will go into the studio on Sundays and spend a good 20 minutes readjusting. And
Ooh, we got our first buffer in like 3 weeks, Tim. We got a freeze and an audio buffer. Wow. So about 3 weeks ago, Tim called in the poor man's Geek Squad, me. And you may have noticed his stream has been pretty good ever since then. This is the first time we've had a buffer since then. So I was able to kind of figure out some solutions that will help. But yeah, this whole stream thing is great for me because I have to drive the farthest to that studio by far. But the thing is, the studio has the L-shaped table. It's got the 4K camera equipment. So you're going to get the best quality from the studio, but it's just not, for me, especially convenient to go there all the time. I've been going there honestly for the last month, probably twice a week. I've been
yeah.
driving there Friday and meeting Bob and or Dan or both and meeting you guys Sunday when there is an empty seat.
So Paul, do we ever feel overwhelmed by the amount of friends I've made from growing the channel? I'm not going to say overwhelmed. I will say ridiculously lucky because I do really love all of the friends that we have made by growing the channel, and Paul, yourself included, Jim in here in the chat. You know, like these guys, all of these people, Mike Giuliano, Donnie, um, all of the people that we've met because of the channel, even Christina, right? Christina from Parakeet Griffin and like her whole crew. It is super crazy. Evan, right? From
Here's
Portland.
here's what makes us kind of like unique. We've got six of us, and we're all a little bit different.
Mhm.
Um, I've been in sales for 20 years, so meeting new people is like a thing I've got, and like networking is a thing I've gotten paid for a long time. So it's just sort of this thing I've been encouraged to do for a really long time. So that being said, when like I do not as fast as Bob. My social meter can start to fade a bit, not as fast as Bob's, but I do reach that point sometimes where I'm like, okay, I've had enough for today. That is why I always say my escapes are remote places like Alaska or fishing or just really relaxing remote places in the middle of nowhere. That's my escape. Get me away from people because I'm around people all the time at work and interacting with you guys. I'm okay with that 99% of the time, but I do have to get away from it every once in a while for sure.
Yeah, and I will, in a similar way, I guess we all recharge our batteries differently,
Yeah.
and I think for me, it's like if I can just unwind and watch a movie or a TV show or read a book and not have to talk to anybody for a couple hours, like even every night at Gen Con, like I probably laid in bed for like 20, 30 minutes doing something, just decompressing. And, and that allowed me to recharge a little. And then getting home and kind of just like, I'm just going to go to work. Like, and probably it took most of the first day through work before I even wanted to talk about Gen Con. You know what I mean? Like
That's
to recharge. But I will say, um, I'll just give you a little sad, pathetic insight into my childhood. Is I moved a lot as a kid, didn't have a ton of friends all the time. And so for me, like I am so grateful and excited to have friends and to have friends with staying power and that are genuinely excited to see me, and I'm genuinely excited to see them is a wonderful thing. And not that anybody takes it for granted, but I will say that it is easy to take that for granted. And so I always make a point to be there for every single one of them because it means so much to me, genuinely from my heart. So I will just say that, like, yeah, I do
it's
have to recharge though.
it's funny how Tim we end up in the same place with very different beginnings because I grew up really in the country in a place where I had no visible neighbors as an only child and I wanted to go to places where there were a lot of people so I could meet and get to know as many people as possible. Um, so that's always kind of been my driving force is to just get to know as many people as possible because I didn't always have that opportunity when I was younger. So
No, I get it, dude. I totally get it. I totally get it.
like I
You
I
know,
I literally grew up in the middle of nowhere. My parents still live in a place where there's like half a mile from the closest neighbor. Like, so, so that was I wanted to go to a big school like Purdue and meet as many new people as I could. And then I got into sales so I could meet as many new people as I could. So it's just, we ended up in a very similar place with a very different beginning.
yeah, well, and but I think what is fundamentally the same about the people that we have on the show is that we all genuinely care about other people, and we all want everybody to have a positive experience, whether it's with us or whether it's with board games or whatever. And so we're all motivated in the same ways. I will say that Evan, yes, Bob is actually on Tinder. Uh, just sit next to him for 20 minutes while we're trying to shoot videos and see some of the pictures he shows you. No.
Uh,
um, let me throw this out real quick because TJ wanted to ask about that guy. So that guy is Matthew Rabb. Matt is our editor. And yeah, dude works hard. We try to, they, okay, Cupid. Oh, okay. Yeah. Like actually, Evan, yeah. Have more luck on okay, Cupid. Look at that.
It says luck, and meanwhile, we're in our early to mid 40s and we're single.
Well, you guys are.
I had more luck with plenty of fish. Go on.
Listen, I had more luck working in restaurants. Nothing that actually stuck, but
there's a comment I was gonna go back on. I don't remember what it. Oh yeah, Matt. So he's like the unspoken hero. Like none of our studio stuff is any good without somebody editing it and getting it out to you guys.
right.
I have editing experience from 20 years ago. I don't know if that necessarily translates to now, other than like the casual stuff we do using this website that we use to stream. So Matt really is the one that puts that kind of final, you know, touch on all our studio reviews and top tens.
Bob, you're not allowed to move. Let me just tell you, because I
Right.
need you on the show, and you're one of my best friends.
I know. Don't tell anybody I'm flying to Vancouver in 3 days. Don't tell anybody. Um, yeah. So no. Matt definitely deserves the credit. Thank you, TJ, for mentioning it. It's that guy behind the scenes
And
that puts all of the dumb stuff we put together into a finished product that gets released to you when you see that L-shaped table.
we made him work at Gen Con. We really did.
He was working two boards. That guy was simultaneously working the interviews along with our demos at the same time. I barely saw that guy leave our booth to piss, honestly. Like, I have to pee really bad right now, and we've only been going for 3 hours. I didn't see that guy leave the booth hardly at all. He was there the whole time. He was a rock star. He was awesome during Gen Con.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, we did it all in the Gen Con recap, but it couldn't have happened and worked and been as awesome as it was without the crew and everybody else involved doing everything they did. So yeah, he was like a DJ spinning four tables.
Seriously.
Strapped a pee bag around the ankle. All right, guys. What else?
Thinking ahead, and I got to start bringing a pee bag because I got to go really bad.
We'll take like two more questions. What do you think, Mike? We'll take two more. Then we'll call it.
Okay. Yes.
All right. Let's take two more. And then okay, he's gonna go pee now. I've done that in the middle of the show, so I'm not gonna judge. But yeah, Mike, problems with 3 hours. Get back to the 5 hour question. Oh boy. You saw him being a Sophie bottle during our game demo. I love it, Jim. Yeah, no, dude worked his butt off. It was awesome. But we had a booth. I had to pack it. I mean, Mike and I really worked hard to reach out to friends and future friends like Jim and people like Evan to come in and make this booth worthwhile. And we had a 10 by 40 foot booth, which is freaking ridiculous. Yeah, Paul, have we thought about changing the name to the Board Game Rubdown? It's funny. That's a great story. No, not like in a serious way. I'm just going to treat your question like it's a serious one. But I will say that we've thought about and we're working on ways to update this logo, because what I think we're going to do is next year at Gen Con and maybe even Origins, we are going to have pins and maybe some merchandise to sell. And David, I'll tell you about the channel benefactor. So I've told this story before. I'll tell a very brief version real quick. The owner of a local game store, which I've been going to for over 20 years, oh God, over 30 years, probably for almost 30 years. I've been going to this game store, wanted to start a, a YouTube channel for Magic the Gathering miniatures games like Warhammer and Warcry and all of those. Hi, watch. And then they wanted a board game channel, and he asked me to be the board game guy. And so I had to come up with the channel idea and everything. And then, but yeah, he will hook us up with games sometimes that he gets into the store. And then he paid for our booth at Origins and Gen Con. So Mark Krakow from Fantasy Games is our channel benefactor, and helps us out, funds this whole thing. I would say now, though, that even if he pulled the plug, we would figure out a way to do it. It would look a lot differently, but we would keep doing it. But yeah, I mean, he pays for our bandwidth, all that stuff, and helps out a lot. What's up, Eric? Guys, Zot. Love Shadowgate, and I can't wait to hear more about Trick or Treat. You guys should check out 317 Games. Is Mike wearing pants? Mike, are you wearing shorts? Right?
That's not necessarily. Neither of the above statements are true.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that game store is not bad, Dennis. It's pretty good. I've been going there for like 100
He was there to
years.
shoot. He was there to shoot that video.
Yeah.
That Kickstarter preview.
Oh, Mike is Porky Pig in it. He's just got the shirt on and nothing else. I love it. I love that somebody else. So let me tell a really funny story about this. You guys ready for this? So literally like 23 years ago, I worked at a Steak and Shake over on the south side of town in South Bend. That's now gone. It's now like a Panera. But anyways, we had one time this dude come through the drive-through, and there was this pretty young girl that worked the drive-through, and yeah, that dude was not wearing pants when he went through the drive-through, and that's when I first learned of the term Porky Pig in it, because he came through the drive-through, shirt, nothing on from the shirt down, came through the drive-through.
I might be slightly busted. Did I get busted? I thought I squatted a little lower when I sat down.
Are you just wearing your jockeys? You can't run up and take a piss on camera if you're just wearing your jockey. Oh, the truth comes out. Yeah, Paul, we're looking at that. We're looking at that for sure.
Yeah, we're looking at some merch. We might have a Winston pin. Well, stay tuned.
And yes, Evan, the old NES game, and there's a couple other iterations of it. Yeah, but they did a Shadowgate. The guys at 317 Games did a Shadowgate board game, which is amazing. And I never went through the drive-through again. I don't know who this is, but I love them for this. We also would sometimes people would just come through the drive-through and then throw like a full, large McDonald's Coke in through the drive-through window and just yell woohoo and speed off. It was crazy.
Wow.
I didn't get
the closest
that.
steak. I didn't get that either. The closest Steak and Shake to me growing up, you'd walk in, sit down for 20 minutes, and hope that somebody would tend to you.
Oh,
you never knew. You didn't actually know.
Yeah, Winston Penn. Yeah, you're right. That game is awesome. There's great ways to solve puzzles in that game. Sleeve your cards, not your arms. Tank tops. All right, one more question, then we'll bounce out of here, and we'll all
roll up my sleeves here.
What's jacked up is I'm not even tired. I'm gonna have to find a way. Oh, that was my buddy John about the drive-through. Okay,
I'm getting a second win, but problem is Wednesday is my long day.
I Which
Which
ways?
way is the gun show? Well, for you, kind sir, it is east, roughly about 800 miles east. You're going to
is,
stop in the Indiana North part, central, close to the Michigan border. That's where
is
the
that
gun show.
only 800 miles? I would have guessed a lot more than that. But
I don't know. I'm flying to Vancouver soon, and I think it was like 900. So I assume
okay, so maybe
Portland's
you're
a little
right.
closer, something like that.
Maybe you're right. Oh, so
Maybe. Maybe.
you already put your sleeves down, so he's not listening.
Ah, man.
And then Dennis, I would love to. I want to hear your steak and chick in Indy. I'd love to hear a steak and chick story. Um,
Oh, any steak and shake story has to be worthwhile.
oh,
We've got ooh, ooh. Well, Paul, the closest thing we've got, let's talk about a BGR con. Okay, first, we're having a Rice Con in September. Okay. I have hosted two other events in this basement from the ground up about, where we get like 20 people over here and I make a buttload of food and we all play games all day long.
wait, wait,
We're
wait,
gonna
wait,
we need
wait,
to do that.
Mike. Who filled your basement last time
Well, they were
for
mostly your
RiceCon?
friends because mine don't play enough games.
Oh, it was
Now,
also my birth. It was also my
here's
birthday.
the thing. Here's the thing. Tim, aren't we talking about, let's talk about this. Aren't we talking about September 9th doing this? The weekend after Labor Day?
We
Wasn't
are
that
talking about doing this.
okay? If you were in this chat and you're watching and you want to come to Northern Indiana and play board games, I know there's at least a few of you. We might be doing that right here the Saturday after Labor Day.
Just get in our Discord. I would say that's the easiest way. Um, so we have had some talks about an official rundown thing, but there's
Well,
some stuff because there's another convention that's going to be happening in South Bend called PoppyCon. We don't want to overlap or interfere with that. But that is a separate thing where the board game rundown will have a presence. Um, but we want to do a thing. Oh yeah, Mike does wear pants too, RiceCon.
it depends what time you show up.
Well, okay, fair. Okay, so Jonathan, take off September 9th.
September 9th. Yeah, that is the Saturday after Labor Day. We're just going to book it. We're booking it.
Let's book
We're
it.
booking it. September 9th, RiceCon, right here, Northern Indiana.
And yeah, TJ, you're right. He's an awesome dude. It's funny because Mark, uh, when we were in high school, used to scare the crap out of me. Mark used to terrify me. But he's just a really nice guy. But I was just like a dumb teenager. And he probably looked at us like we were dumb teenagers, coming into his store, buying magic cards and Warhammer minis. Um, I love it.
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna
then
have less than a week to get my basement prepped. You should see all the boxes I have sitting out just to condense games into other boxes so I can like pack them for this trip. It's kind of insane. I have 14 games in 3 boxes.
I love it. I love hearing Mike regale me with tales in the morning of like how he's crammed games into boxes. Because I'll get like this 1.5 minute voice memo from Mike, and then I'll be listening to it and I'll get like another 2 minute one. And then I'll listen to that one. And then before I can even respond, sometimes I'll get like another 10-second one, and it could be anything from like, oh no, it wasn't 13 games, it was 14 games, or it could just be like, I farted and I thought I pooped my pants. I mean, like it could be anything coming from Mike. And then to be fair, I send Mike equally random, long, rambly voice memos right back. So, you know,
I mean, yeah, I learned it like before 9 a.m. that Tim had to clean blood off his hands. So I mean, what do you expect?
Hey, listen.
Um, yeah, I've got Sky Team already in my carry-on backpack with Splendor Duel and Biblios in the same box. Like that's three games I love in the same box. I'm hoping to get a picture of me playing Sky Team on an airplane. I'm uh ooh, yeah, I mean that's assuming I pay for the Wi-Fi on the flight. I've like pre-downloaded everything, like my music, like my Kindle books, but mostly I've just got a bunch of rule books of stuff that I have access to that I'm bringing that I haven't learned yet that didn't take up a whole lot of space. Like Tim, I'm learning pocket paragons while I'm gone. Like,
Oh, dude. I really like
I'm
that game.
bringing it. It's already in the box. I'll be playing more Sky Team and teaching that to my buddy. We'll be playing some Splendor Duel, which I haven't played in a while, which blew me away. Two very small box, two-player co-op, not co-op, two-player games that I love.
I got
But
mine
yeah,
signed.
I got Pocket Paragons packed in the carry-on. I got several. I got Goblin Vaults. I got Longboard. It's gonna be fun.
Dude, you're going to have a great trip. I'm going to miss you, but I know you're going to have a good time. And I'm really happy for you. I know you're
Three.
looking forward to it.
That means it's gonna be 3 weeks before I see you guys again. So I'm I'm getting a little sentimental.
Oh,
Now there's a chance. Yeah, no, I wish. The problem is that like I've been looking at the weather and the forecast in just Anchorage. Their high today was 57. It is very much they're fall weather right now, so I have a bunch of pants packed. Maybe I'll use the shorts in the hot tub on the cruise. We'll see. Hopefully, I have signal so I can just bombard one of the next two streams. That would be fun. That would be fun. There is a chance, not the first Wednesday, but the second Wednesday, there is a chance you could get me on the stream with Denali in the background. There's a chance of that, but I'm gonna have to get super lucky.
Donnie says finish all your board game arena games before you go.
I'm trying, I swear. I'm trying to grind those out. I really am.
Then Evan and Donnie might be in a game, and if they're
Yes.
not, they're gonna fix it.
Yes, the three of us are in a Castles game. Me
Oh
and
hell yeah! I'm so
Jason are in a
jealous.
Castles game. You got me, Donnie, and Rob Silver in a Lost Ruins of Arnet game going. I've got all that going. I got to finish them before I go. I would hate to leave you guys on, unread for a week. So I'll finish those games before I go. And then I probably won't start any because I'd hate to be the guy that's too slow because they're really, I mean, it's so remote there. I have no idea where I'm going to expect to have signal. So no idea.
Well, Mike, this has been awesome.
It
It
is.
was a fun topic. We ran through an hour of games in chat. Or no, like 2 hours of games in chat. We got through the topic in like an hour.
We did. We zoomed through it, and it's been 2 hours of just you guys driving our conversation.
Yeah, and really it was like Mike the Rage Monster for the first hour, which was super fun for everybody to watch. But yeah, let's call it. Let's sign off. It's
Yeah.
the chat's been awesome as always. Never disappoints. I love all you guys. Thank you so much for popping in every week and hanging out and commenting. It amazes. It's so flattering, Mike, that we have designers that I genuinely like respect and really think like the world of, and then they come and hang out with us, and it's like what? Um,
Right.
you know, Jim Cole, we got Evan, we got Donnie, we got Paul. I mean, we've got TJ, we've got so many like awesome
Right?
designers in here. And then just like all of our regulars, you know, and you guys all freaking rock. And doesn't matter what kind of day I'm having, I come in here and just have a good time hanging out with you guys. Um, so Mike, we're gonna miss you, but we're gonna do our best to kick ass. Oh yeah, Dennis, don't sell yourself short. Dennis
You
is the
guys are all
reason.
awesome.
Dennis is the reason I have this. Dennis is the reason
Yeah.
why I have some badass Warren Wanderers pins. Um, no, just so many good people. I will never be able to name them all. You guys freaking rock. Um, well, listen, you do put your pants on one day at a time, unless you're Mike, and then you don't put on pants. And then you get up to take a piss and you show everybody.
There's actually about a 30% chance of me not wearing pants on the stream. So I think that's amazing that got caught.
And yeah,
Most
Dennis,
of the time.
I think Dennis, I'm just not used to you being on the stream, dude. It's throwing me off. I love it.
It's
I'm so
great.
glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Um, yeah. But y'all are the
I'm in
best.
my I'm in my mom's basement, guys, with this fake wall of games behind me.
Yeah.
You really didn't think I was going to bring pants to this party, did you?
But no, I can't wait. Next week we're gonna have Mike Giuliano on here. It's gonna be a good time. Mike and I don't know what our topic's gonna be yet, but it's gonna be fun. I guarantee there will, unless Mike makes it in the next day, there will be no thumbnail for it.
Uh-oh. Well,
uh,
uh, if you pick a topic, Tim, I am too anal to let you go about starting a stream without
I know,
some kind of graphic for it. I will just
I
make
know,
that happen. But
I
that
know,
requires you guys picking a topic by Saturday.
I know, I know. I'll ask
Well,
him. I'll ask him.
I
He's on the
hey,
ball.
I will have signal. I'll be in Vancouver till Monday, so I'll have signal till then. But I still don't think you guys will have picked a topic by then.
Well, yeah, I'll ask him. He's good. He's good. We'll get one figured out. Now in 2 weeks, though, no idea. No idea. I've got some people I want to ask to be on the show, but I also want to make sure that Mike is on there for some of them, like Jim Cole. Like I want Jim on the show, but I need Mike on there because these guys are going to nerd out over some metal, and I want to be there for it
You
because
know how
Mike has
many
had to.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say Mike's had to sit there and watch me talk about movies with other guests, and that's not his strong suit. So I just want to return the favor. I want you guys to see now. Jim and I we can nerd out
Yes.
over horror, and we're gonna have a good time. We haven't officially asked Evan, but I'd love to get Evan on the stream sometime too. Uh,
There's so many of you guys that if you have not been on the stream, you're gonna be. It's just a matter of time because you're all awesome.
Yeah, and I'd love to get some of our regulars on the stream at some point in time too. I think it'd be fun to include you guys and do this.
There
So
you go.
yeah,
Second week I'm gone. There you go. Get Evan on the show. Especially since I'll be on the West Coast. Alaska? Yeah, that's West Coast. That's extreme West Coast.
yeah, it is.
Uh
Bobby, I'm trying to figure out a way to get Greg on the show. I'm gonna work on that. My buddy Greg at the week of Labor Day, my one of my oldest best friends is coming into town. He lives in North Carolina now. And I'm literally taking a couple of days off of work just to hang out with him because I'm so excited he's going to be in town.
nice.
So,
Yeah.
but
Like I said, there you might get some surprise appearances from me on the stream the next 2 weeks. I just don't know what to expect Wi-Fi or signal wise, but if I can make it happen, you'll get a surprise appearance.
hell
You'll
yeah,
probably
man.
still see me in the Discord, I'm sure.
And so,
Um,
David, yes, definitely Whiskey Wednesdays the next 2 weeks. Mike Giuliano is my guest next
oh yeah.
week. TBD 2 weeks from now. But it's going to be fun regardless. So it's It's
Yes.
definitely happening.
The show continues on, guys. We are definitely still doing this Wednesday stream. I don't remember if I told Tim earlier today. We have done this stream now
Oh yeah.
over 40 times. Somewhere in October, we are going to have our 50th Whiskey Wednesday, which is crazy. That means we've been doing this for almost a year. That is insane. And we're going to try to do something super special for either that like year mark or that 50th stream mark. But yeah, the show goes on, guys. This is a thing. We're not going anywhere with these Wednesday streams.
No, hell no. Hell no. And just because one of us can't make it doesn't mean the show's not happening. We love this too much. This is always happening. So, all right, Mike, we could keep going on with these Midwestern goodbyes, but we probably should cut it.
Yes, we should.
Um,
All of you that are in here, every week, make this stream worth it. Your comments are hilarious and insightful. You're all awesome. And you're the reason we love doing this.
they all are. I had to give the old Koval's. Get it in, TJ. We got like less than 2 weeks till college football season starts. I'm dying for it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We will see you next week. Well, I will. Maybe Mike. But for the board game rundown, I've been Tim.
That was Mike.
We'll see you next time.